Hi. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Old Ways. I am Danny Mendoza, he, him. I'm going to be your fan commander or MC for this evening, facilitating this game of Eat the Reich by Rowan Rook and Deckard. I highly recommend you pick up the game. It is a really fantastic, fast-moving, incredibly fun one-shot focused, not just one-shot friendly, but one-shot focused system that runs on the Havoc engine. We'll explain a little bit of what that means in a minute. One of the things that we want to do as we play together to raise money to celebrate Pride, happy Pride, everybody, in raising money for Trans Lifeline, which does incredible work, is that we also want to encourage people to pick up this game and to pick up other games like it, other games that you all want to play. So not everybody here has played the game before. I've run it before, but that doesn't make me an expert. So we're going to be helping each other out as we go through. If somebody needs a rules explanation, we're going to bring that up. If I get something wrong with the rules and somebody notices that, I'm going to check that out and be grateful for the help. I'm going to try not to get anything wrong, but I am a person, so things do happen. So yeah, with that having been said, before I dig into all of the specifics about how we're raising money for Trans Lifeline, which you should be able to see a Tiltify link for around here, and what it is that you can donate to do to not only give to a great cause, but influence the flow of play. We do have some donations that have come in already. Thank you so much for that. I'll let everybody know what that is in a minute. I would love for everybody to introduce themselves. So we're going to popcorn it from person to person, and I'm going to give it first to Green.
Oh, hello. My name is Green. I am a person sometimes, a Muppet the rest, and I am that green thing on most socials. I will be playing Irina today. She's a fun little magical type of sniper rich girl, so that will be exciting. Happy to be here, and I'm gonna go ahead and popcorn it over to Morgan.
Amazing. Thanks, Green. Hi, I'm Morgan Lind. I am a cast member on The Old Ways, in a variety of different games, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, some of you know me, some of you don't. Here you go. This is my first time playing Eat the Reich, so I will totally call myself out there. So this will be fun. I'm playing Julia the Gun Nun. Our pronouns are she, her, and Julia doesn't like any cursing, which is like the opposite of me. So this will be a fun thing to try to do. Looking forward to playing. And yeah, let me popcorn it over to Ellie.
Hey, I'm Allie. I am a cast member on the Old Ways podcast. You can find me in a large variety of games, and I am playing Lila. And let me tell you, there's going to be a lot of good times and bad times for some really unfortunate people in this game. And I'm going to popcorn it over to Mav.
Hail, I'm Mav. My pronouns are they, them. I'm the head of Mythos Horror over on the Old Ways. And tonight I'm going to be playing Nicole, who's been into shooting things and blowing things up. So this is going to be a great time. I'm very excited for her. Her pronouns are she, they. And over to Neon.
Hello, I am Neon. My pronouns are they, she, and I will be playing Jane today, who is part of Fang High Command and takes no shit and doesn't look at explosions. So I'm excited to utilize that. And I'm gonna popcorn it over to Danny.
Thank you so much. And thank you all again for joining me at the table. I'm so excited for this. What you'll notice if you are watching this and you have played Eat the Reich, wait a minute, there's a gun nun? That's right, because here we're actually using some third-party supplemental materials that are compatible with Rowan Rook and Deckard's SRD for this game alongside the base information. Now, we are going to be diving into the classic scenario. So this is going to take place in an ahistorical 1943 Paris, where Paris is more of a war zone than it was during Vichy France, actively speaking, in 1943 in reality. The actual layout of Paris is not exact. It's not meant to be particularly historically accurate for reasons I'll get into in a moment. And of course, there was no actual like werewolves and vampires and occult forces that we know of going on in 1943 Paris. This will include, and here I am formally, so that everybody is aware of this, transitioning into content notices, death, violence, grievous injury to player characters and non-player characters. Although in our case, we have decided to play the mode of this game where we're not worrying about civilians, meaning that they're nowhere where they can be hurt. So the non-player characters that are going to be hurt are going to be adversaries who are going to be Nazis. blood, vampirism, mental domination, guns, animated corpses, werewolves, occult magic, fascism, Nazis, and Adolf Hitler. That's right, literal, actual, well, occultish Adolf Hitler is in this game. Some of these can be worked around. We did our safety work as a team ahead of this, so we're making sure to play safely with each other. The vampires, the Nazis, fascism, and Hitler, not so much. So if you're not in the mood for that tonight, we fully understand. Please donate if you can to Trans Lifeline. Get in that Tiltify. You can still impact the game even if you don't end up watching it, and help us have an even better time together for a great cause. And if you can donate, or if you can't, we love you. We're grateful that you're here. Please let more people know that we're doing this. Just share the fact that we're live right now so people can come watch, enjoy the game, and more importantly, share the Tiltify. Because even if they're not watching, they can still donate to Trans Lifeline, they can still impact the game, and they can still help out a great cause to celebrate Pride. Again, happy Pride, everybody. Before we get into the game mechanics themselves and talk a little bit more about how we play safe and then get into the game, I want to let you know about donation incentives. So we have $5, $10, $15, $20, $25, $30, $40, and $50 donation incentives. They are written down when you go into the Tiltify, so you do not need to remember all the things I'm about to say, but I will let you know what they are in case any of them entice you. So at $5, you can add a single die to a PC or the FC's, meaning Fang Commander, the MC of the game, roll. This is a D6 dice pool based system. So adding a die exists in that context. For $10, you can remove a die from a PC or an FC roll. So if you want to help out the players and make it so that I'm a little bit less likely to do damage to them, you can assign a $10 donation to getting rid of one of mine. But if you want to help me out and take a die away from one of them, you can either decide which player in the notes you want to take a die away from, or you can leave it up to me, and then I get to use it whenever I feel like it. Happy Pride. Same goes for the one I mentioned before, the add a die. If you don't say who it goes to, we'll decide as a group. If you do say who it goes to, that's who it goes to. For $15, you can summon a minor enemy of my choice. For $20, you can remove an armor from an Ubermensch, which is the elite form of adversary that our vampire commandos will be fighting against tonight, or a blood from a PC. So again, if you want to help me out, you can take a little bit of blood away from one of these vampire commandos. Blood is a currency in this game that is utilized to help make use of a lot of moves and stuff. Not to mention it also helps with healing. So worth thinking about that. For $25, you can summon a Vampire Jaeger cadre or sorry, I never do this right. Einherjar or medium enemy. Those are specific kinds of medium level enemies that exist. The Vampire Jaeger cadre are vampire hunters. They are Nazi vampire hunters who will show up to try to hunt down our vampire commandos. If you want to see them fight our vampire commandos, you can pay $25 for that to Trans Lifeline. For $30, low price of $30, you can summon an Ubermensch. Again, these are the strongest elite units in the game that they're going to be fighting. There's a certain number of them built into the module that, depending on where our fine vampire commandos go tonight, will or will not show up. If they don't go to where those are, but you all donate at that level, I'll bring them to where our vampire commandos are. And if you donate so much that I run out of them, I'll make more up on the fly, which will be fun. For $40, you can allow a PC to use an advance that they don't have, before they get to earn it. And because we're playing this for charity and we wanted to celebrate it and celebrate Pride, I asked everybody here to go ahead and take one of the 3 advances before we started. So now a second advance will be available to one of these fine players, thanks to the $40 donation we already received for a one-time use. If they want to get it for more than a one-time use, they're going to need to earn that in game, and we could talk about how that works when we get to it. For $50, which somebody already donated already, and thank you so much for that, something bad happens. Just something bad happens. Nothing for you to worry about, right? I will say you can include in the notes, if you're making that donation, what you'd like to do, and the person who donated that, thank you so much for that again, did give me a really delicious idea. So that'll be fun. Before we get into the opening of the game, I just want to mention the historical inaccuracy I mentioned before is also about safety, because we're not interested in taking our fun game about beating the crap out of Nazis and making it into something that feels a little bit too close to home when it comes to actual historical atrocities. We will not be taking actual historical atrocities and making them the fault of occultism when they were the fault of real horrible human beings. Those real horrible human beings still at fault for that. The occult stuff isn't what makes them do bad stuff. They're stealing the occult power because they're bad people. And we're here as vampire commandos to take that back. You'll notice I've named myself as the MC Fang Commander, Fang being the organization our vampire commandos work for, because I'm on your side. Just because I'm out here puppeting the Nazis does not mean I don't want you to beat the absolute snot out of them, because I deeply, deeply do. As I mentioned, we're not going to have innocent bystanders around, so everybody who gets killed will be a Nazi unless one of our vampires self-sacrifices, which is possible in this game. And just so that everybody knows going in, even though we are going to have Nazis as far as the eye can see for you all to be able to beat up, I am not going to be embodying them by engaging in any slurs or doing any kind of Nazi salutes. There is no need for that. It will not exist. The text itself tells you not to do it. We would have already chosen not to do it. So if you're watching and you're worried about that, know that it's not going to happen. We are going to go right into the game. Our illustrious cast here has a map in front of them and has picked where they're going to be landing in Sector 3. There are 3 sectors here, Sector 1, Sector 2, Sector 3. Because of occult shenanigans, you can't land in Sector 1 where Hitler is right off the bat. You got to land in Sector 3 and work your way there. And our fine friends here have chosen the catacombs. So once I get through this opening here, you all are going to have an opportunity in Spotlight to each introduce yourselves. I will allow whoever would like to go first. So be thinking about that and how you'd like to introduce yourself as I read us into the mission. And as we hit different points of gameplay, I will explain game mechanics as we go, because I typically find that that's easier for the audience to follow and ingest, and for new players to follow and ingest, than if I just say all the stuff at the top of the day. So with that having been said, before we get started, fine fellow friends here at the table, do you have any questions for me? Ready to play a game?
No. I mean, yes.
I do not play. I did not come to play a game. I came to kill some Nazis. Let's go.
There you go.
All right. The year is 1943. Europe is at war. Illuminated by the dull red lights of the bomber's hangar, Commander Slate paces back and forth on the steel plates of the plane's floor. The last 6 months have led us to this point. This is our final move. Your mission is to kill Adolf Hitler in his Zeppelin atop the Eiffel Tower. 5 reinforced steel boxes hang from the roof. From behind bulletproof glass, in the lids, eyes stare forth with the fierce determination of vampire commandos. These are your eyes. It's hot as hell down there, folks. Once you arrive, you'll be swarmed with Nazi scum until this is done and dusted. She walks over to a large lever mounted toward the front of the bomber. Godspeed and good luck. She salutes the drop coffins, throws the lever, the hatches open, and you plummet from the plane toward the lights of Paris at dusk. Now, you all decided to drop into the catacombs. Who would like to describe how you emerge first, noting that each coffin slams into the ground at terminal velocity, mangles the occupant to paste, and instantly rejuvenates them with pressurized release of top-quality nun's blood?
So the box pops open, and out in a very dramatic manner comes Nicole.
Mhm.
She's not very tall, but she looks badass. Got a very bloody hat on, a neckerchief that might have been any other color, but is definitely soaked red at this point. A cigarette in her mouth, you don't know how it's still there, but somehow she still maintained control of her cigarette despite being pulverized and reanimated. And she's got all sorts of explosive ordnance strapped to her chest, and she's drops out of the coffin, looks around at everyone and says, "Fuck you guys," and starts spraying an M3 submachine gun.
I love that. Also, since you decided to go first, you're going to benefit from the $40 donation. So that ability to use one advance that you haven't taken is
Yes.
yours. Who would like to go next? I'm gonna just pick somebody then. I'm gonna pick Neon.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. So after the coffin drops, you see like the front of it just get kicked open, and you see Jane step out in these exact aviator sunglasses, reaches into the long leather like trench coat she has on, pulls out a cigar and lights it. And, all right, ladies, let's get to work.
Love that. I'm actually give it to you to popcorn now. Who do you see emerge next?
I think I see green. Irina.
Irina, yeah.
Irina.
So Irina's coffin lands, a bit of cracks happening in the wood from the pressure of the impact, and the lid pops open in a very slow and dramatic fashion with a puff of smoke coming out like one of those smoke machines at a concert. And she raises up ankles first with the strongest ankles that you've ever seen on any living or dead thing. And she pops up with perfectly done hair and a cigarette and already coming out of her mouth, and she's like, "Well, where are we? I'm sorry. I just woke up." And she's just looking around, and the first person she sees is probably gonna be Julia.
All right, so Julia's coffin explodes on land and hitting the ground, like, just totally obliterates. And so she just stands up. She, um, looks around at the ladies. She's wearing full black because she's still trying to maintain, some of that the nunnery that I don't even know if that's a word. The nunnery
Mm-hmm.
that she had previously had. Um, Across her, she's wearing like bandoliers across her chest. She thinks of herself like Rambo, but it's like 50 years too soon. And she's got her guns, hitched on her back. And she doesn't smoke because that's really bad for you and it could kill you. And as soon as she emerges from, but she's already dead. So it doesn't matter. But as soon as she emerges, from well, she doesn't emerge from anything because her coffin explodes. But as soon as she stands up, she looks at ladies. Can we keep the cursing to a minimum? Goodness gracious me! All right, now let's go kick some Nazi butt. All right, and and that's her. And so she's gonna like bop that on over to Allie. Last but not least,
So I come out, knife out, big yawn. I'm hungry. And I'm tired. And I think things need to die tonight. Hello, darling. Julia. I'll try to keep my mouth clean for you today.
Julia winks at her.
Yeah. And I believe that's all of our introductions. I have great news, everybody. We have even more donations. We have just landed at the catacombs, and we're already getting so much more love. Thank you for that. We have a $20 donation, extra die to Mav, Neon Green, and Morgan. So that's one extra die to each of you that you're able to use on your next die roll, which would be your first die roll, or on any other. You can hang on to it as long as you want. Just please note these things on your side so we don't drop any of it. We have a $55 donation, one extra die to every player, plus an Ubermensch. Congratulations. And we're going to do a $10 donation to remove a die from Morgan. So I'm going to say, Morgan, so sorry. That is going to even out. So that extra die you just got doesn't exist. Thank you, everybody, for that. So I got an Ubermensch and a little special extra something for something bad happens. But to begin with, you just land there in the catacombs. You know, Paris is home to many tunnels, sepulchres, forgotten mausolea, and the like, natural places for vampires to hang out. This location is a major entrance to the underground network, but navigating to other parts of the city is complicated thanks to centuries of disrepair and deliberate obfuscation. With that said, it's about to get a little dangerous on the surface. You just landed and you're here to infiltrate in an area that you know is still highly populated. Ducking into the tunnels might allow the vampires to escape attention for a little while. You have an objective clock on here. So here we're talking a little bit about game mechanics. And this objective clock, you need to get through in order to be able to get out of the catacombs. Otherwise, you're essentially infinitely stuck in the catacombs. This clock, getting into and subsequently out of the subterranean labyrinth, is an objective clock of 6 with a challenge of 1. And the way that that challenge of 1 works is that it works as an armor on every expenditure. So if you want to try to get through 6, you have to spend all in one go, you have to spend 7. If you want to try to get to it 2, 2, and 2, you got to spend 3, 3, and 3. That is how that objective clock functions. As you're looking around and that spray, I'd love to get back to, of bullets rains over the space, just past that spray of bullets, you hear as an armored infantry squad, scared out of their wits, circles around in front of you, not having been hit yet, but you hear them call out over a radio that they have, like a CB contraption. We need backup. We need backup. And here you get to meet the something bad that happened. So what you see drop down in front of you, as though they stepped out of the Museum of European Warfare, is an undead, runically armored Frederick II. That is just the strongest image you could imagine from the minds of Nazi warlocks, reanimated into this suit. The legendary Prussian king steps forward, and under the control of the Nazis in this moment, to be very, very clear, not under their own steam, is set to fight all of you. And you are all in combat. You're in combat with the infantry squad and Frederick II. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, Danny, somebody paid for an Ubermensch, but you said that this is the something bad. And I say, yes, somebody did pay for an Ubermensch. Sorry, I'm laughing because we just got another donation if something bad happens. So that's exciting for all of you. Congratulations and happy Pride. I'm going to let you ramp into this a little bit more easily. So you're going to fight this infantry squad and this Frederick II for a round before the next thing happens. If you can figure out your way of getting through the catacombs, maybe trying to eliminate Frederick II, deal with fighting off this infantry squad in a single round before it comes back around after each of you have done something once, then maybe you won't have to also deal with an Ubermensch and or whatever else I'm adding for something bad happens at the same time. But if you take longer, I make no promises. Now, let's talk a little bit about game mechanics here. You all are, hey, there's another $15 donation, 3 extra dice to Morgan. So Morgan, somebody felt bad that your extra dice got taken away before. So you get 3 extra dice. You can use them all at once if you want. You don't have to spread them out, or you can spread them out. Just please track them on your side. Here I want us to talk a little bit about game mechanics for a second. Does anybody have any questions about what you need to do in order to put a dice pool together? All right, you're essentially going to be deciding what kind of move you're going to be taking in this space to try to deal with the adversaries, and to try to get things done without dying, right? So you're going to go, then I'm going to go, then you're going to go, then I'm going to go. You don't have to go in the same order. There is no initiative run when it comes to that. I'm going to let you all go first with this first round. Happy Pride. So you can decide who you want to have go first and what it is you want to do. I'm going to remind you, you have an objective clock of 6 with a challenge of 1. And you are facing an infantry squad and this other Frederick II. Take it away.
If it's cool, I would like to go first because I think I want to try and use one of my abilities. It's called Lead by Example. It's a special reduce a threat or objectives rating by 2. The next character that successfully reduces that rating can add a bonus die to their roll and gains 1 blood. So I'm trying to figure out, do I need to set up a roll to activate it or can I just pop it?
Does it say that it's a special?
Yes, it says special.
You need a critical success to be able to use that.
Okay, cool. Let's see. So I think I'm just going to stride forward and pull out my etched revolver, and I'm just gonna take aim at Nazi-controlled Frederick II, straight for like his forehead.
Okay, so is Frederick II the one that you would want to activate that special against if you're able to get it? Okay, perfect. All right, go ahead and build your dice pool. What is the stat that you're going to be using in order to achieve this?
I'm using shoot, and then I believe I can tick a box on my etched revolver to add another die.
Yes, you absolutely. Well, so using your revolver is that box. So that's the die that you get from that. If you want to use more than one box, I'm allowing you to do that. If you use all the way up to the final box gives you 2d6 instead of 1d6,
Ooh.
but then your revolver's gone.
Right. So I'm just going to use the 1 for now, and then I'm going to use the extra die we just got because I really, really want this to work.
Cool beans. All right. So what is the stat that you're using? You're using shoot, which has a rating
3.
of what for you? 3. Okay. And then you're adding 1 for your revolver. So that's 4. Are you putting anything else on this?
My extra die.
Extra
So that's
die, 5. All right. 5d6 whenever you're ready.
Okay. Big money, no whammies. Ooh, 2 6s and a 4.
Okay. So 2 6s and a 4. So that everybody knows what that means. And I highly recommend that folks have the folks who are playing have the simple guide up for the rules of the game. You are able to use that for as 1 damage, 1 defense, or 1 blood. What that means is 1 defense here would mean that if I attack with Frederick II, you're taking a dice away, like 1 die away from me. You can take 1 blood from Frederick II, which then you would need to describe how you're feeding on them, but you can use that for anything you need blood for and start to build up your blood bank. You can carry up to 10 blood at a time. You can also share blood with each other for free. You just have to describe how you get to each other to do that. Or 1 damage, which will take down the threat rating of Frederick by 1. Now, for the criticals, you could use 1 to activate that special if you want. You could activate that special twice, unless there's something on your sheet that says you can't. There's no reason that you can't. Or you can do 2 damage with it, 2 defense, or 2 blood.
Okay. I would like to use the 4 to do 1 defense. I want to use 1 of my 6s to activate the special, and the other 6 to do 2 damage.
Okay, perfect. So activating the special brings down the objective by 2. And the great thing about doing that, rather than doing the damage directly, is that the challenge doesn't protect it. Right? It goes through that as though it doesn't exist because of how it's worded. So you just brought the threat rating down by 2. The 2 damage only brought the threat rating down by 1 because you had to get through that challenge first.
Okay.
It acts as an armor in that kind of situation.
Gotcha.
We are over halfway to our goal in the first 25 minutes. Thank you all so much for being so kind and supportive. We are very excited, happy to have you here with us, and we're going to do our best to give you a great time. So with that 1 defense that you just put in, I'm going to take 1 die away from the attack that this Frederick II is able to do. And you brought the threat rating down by 3, which did a reasonable amount of damage in this situation. So with that having been said, I am going to roll for this Frederick II, who is quite mad at you right now. 1 less die than I would have. And you are so lucky because Frederick II fully missed you. Not a single thing hit. I did not get any successes there. And so I will say that Frederick was so set aside in his addled mind by how rampant the violence was immediately upon arriving right in his face, that he flailed wildly. He could not get it done. And now it's player turn. Who'd like to go? Commandos, go ahead.
All right. So I'm gonna try to stack a couple of things here, and you just let me know if that's allowed or not. So Irina is going to say, "All right, stop yelling at me," and then snap. And a swarm of bats are going to come out of the coffin with her that she just summoned. And that's using my abilities, Knight's Willing Servant, and that's to spend 1 blood to use. I will say it says plus old buildings. We're in a catacomb. The whole thing is an old building. Would that count?
Yes, 100%. I will
Fantastic.
count that as an old building. Yeah.
And now that she's concealed, she would like to use some of her explosive runes to roll shoot, if that's possible, or if you
Yeah.
think that would be the right
No,
stat.
I fully buy that. So
Mhm.
that everybody knows, and sorry to interrupt here, but to help
go ahead.
teach the game also to everybody at the table and to the audience, within reason, obviously, right? I'm open to pitches, and the game I believe is built for this, right? On why you think a stat applies, and as long as it is credible and well thought through, there's no reason why it does not need to apply. There might be situations that are edge cases where I will say, "Hey, I think this makes more sense." But in good faith, feel free to pitch. Also, the game very specifically says there is a lot of shared narrative control. You don't need to ask me like if something is somewhere or like can you do that sort of thing. You can say I bust through, do this, I want to do that, I grab this thing up, and then I react, right? But so feel free to dive into that. Also, another $10 donation came in, and Morgan, if you could believe it, another die is gone. So it is. I'm loving chat. I'm loving this ongoing story we're telling in parallel of how much Morgan is advantaged or disadvantaged. Please keep it going. Right now, we are at Morgan having 2 additional dice from where things would begin for our gun nun. Back to you, Green.
All right. So I have 2 additional dice from donations. I have 3 dice from shoot. I get an additional 1 for old buildings. And then since I'm concealed and using my runes, does it has 2 pluses next to concealed? Is that 2?
Extra 2d6.
And then do I have 1 dice just from using the explosive runes? Is that right?
For ticking a box on them. They have a
Yes.
box
So
on them, so you have to tick a box that's a use of it,
yes.
because these are expendables, right?
So by ticking 1 box plus being concealed, that's 3 boxes in total for the runes. All right.
Well, not the boxes themselves, to be clear. That is 3d6 that you can add
Yes.
for the runes overall. Yeah. And you have your extra die if you want to use it now. You don't have to, but you can. The
I
one
had 2
from
extra,
the
right?
incentives, or the 2 extra. Did you put
Yeah,
that in already?
I
Okay,
did.
perfect. So what's your total?
So the total amount of die that I have right now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, 9d6. Let's go.
I'm trying to play the game well. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 3 5s, 1 6, and 1 4.
That is incredible. So those 4s and 5s are all 1 success each that you need to individually tell me what you do with them. The 6 is a critical. So again, you can do 2 damage, 2 defense, 2 blood, or activate a special. And I just need to understand everything very clearly at the level of the narrative so that I can take the blow. So what do you want to do with each of those? And I'll remind you here, there is a clock on the catacomb of 6 with a challenge of 1. Plus, there are the unit in front of you of the Frederick II and the where are the infantry squad?
Okay, fantastic. So the way that this goes is she's going to basically run forward with her bats in tow, kind of shrouding her, w- going off into the corner, mixing in with the bones and such of the catacombs. And in that moment, she'll take a rune between her fingers and throw it out like a shuriken at this deceased ex-king, and it will explode essentially in his chest, leaving a scorch mark right there. And I'm going to want to do 2 damage. I want to advance the objective twice, and then with my critical, I'm going to drink his blood using the bats, because whatever the bats drink, she will also absorb.
So here's the great news. I decided, because this is a $50 donation, that Frederick II here is indeed an Ubermensch, and you're drinking Ubermensch blood, which means you get to take an advance.
Ah! Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and take an advance, and this is a permanent taking of an advance, right? So now you'll have 2 out of the 3 advances that you could have for drinking that Ubermensch blood. Take 2 blood, because you still get to add that into your bank. You said you did 2 damage to Frederick, and then you're putting 2 against the clock, right? For the objective. Okay,
Yes.
so look here, for Frederick, that is going to bring him down by 1, because the rune-etched armor has a challenge of 1. So this is going to be down to there. You all have Frederick down by what you need to be able to recognize is about half of what you need to get through. And then I will just tell you outright, because you already know that you're on a clock of 6 with a challenge of 1. You put 2 against that clock. The challenge of 1 negates one of those, so now you're down to 5 on getting through the catacombs. And at the level of the narrative, what are you doing there to help you navigate as a group these catacombs? You're able to describe that any way that you'd like, because you have narrative control over what you just did, Green.
Okay. So to get through these catacombs, these soldiers that originally met us, they were on some sort of caravan or something. Was that right?
Yeah, so they're an infantry squad that
Mhm.
just like happened to be patrolling right where you landed. It was very unlucky for them. They're deeply afraid.
Mhm.
But they are still there fighting, because they know that if they don't stay and fight you, then they're just going to be killed anyway, right? And Frederick
Mhm.
II showed up, so now they maybe feel like they have a shot.
Mhm. Getting through the catacombs, I feel like if we have some sort of vehicle with us, we are probably able to get on it with the infantry. And I'm thinking like we drive by and just pull fire on this guy, but that is just my suggestion.
Super. Well, I mean, your suggestion is true. It's
Yes.
canon now. That's the thing that happened.
Fantastic.
Um, so that is your turn. So yeah, you're down to 5 on the overall clock. You've been doing some damage to Frederick, and Frederick's cranky about it. Didn't get to hit the last one who hit him. Now you just hit him with a rune in the chest. That hurt. So, oh, I am so sorry. That is 3 successes. And because you all are getting so much help so fast, and I do want to show off the mechanics, I am going to be mean. I love you, Green. And I want you to keep that in mind as you take 2 injuries and go down. I need you to roll. I need you to roll a d6 so that we can figure out which injuries you're taking.
Okay. Let's see. Just 1d6.
Just 1d6.
I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Um,
So the ones that are on the 1 and 2 column of your
mhm.
injury pool, table, can you read them out loud to everybody?
I
Both of
have
them.
suit torn and abdominal puncture. That means I can't use additional dice.
Cool. So you have both of those injuries. You will once you get back up. Because I used 3 successes on you at once, I'm able to give you 2 injuries and down you. So this is what happens. At the level of the narrative, Frederick's big mad. You just punched a hole in his chest with this rune that you threw at him. He's like, bet. Same. Hand straight through the chest, grabs at your heart, your undead heart, your unbeating heart, and pulls it out of your chest, and fully eats it in front of you. So no getting that back. Sorry, Arena. And you fall to your knees and go down. I told you I'm not going to be super nice here at the top because you all are getting a lot of help, and I feel like you can handle it. I believe in you, everybody. So this is what's going to happen. I'm putting an objective clock on that, and I get to choose if it's 2, 3, or 4. Anybody want to guess what I'm putting on the objective clock to get Arena back up?
2.
Yeah. Nope. It's a 4.
Oh.
It's a 4. It's because I took it easy at the very beginning, but then you all are doing so well. So I'm gonna give you 4 here. You've got 5 on the clock with a challenge of 1 on the catacombs. You have, I will, to be nice, to balance this out, I will tell you, you have 4 left of the threat rating on Frederick, and Frederick has 1 challenge as well. And which means 1 armor, which means you're gonna need to, consider that when you're trying to bring down the threat rating. The infantry squad you haven't touched yet, so I'm not going to tell you anything about what the threat rating is there or what they're able to attack with because they also haven't attacked yet. But you have been able to see what the attacks are like with Frederick. So for the sake of learning the game, I will tell you I set Frederick to be able to have an attack of 4. So before I rolled 3d6, now I rolled 4d6 and I got 3 successes off of that. If you want to get Arena back up, you're going to have to put 4 successes or 2 critical successes or any mix therein that you'd like toward doing that. There is no challenge rating on it. Anybody have any questions about that before we go to the next player turn? All right, let's go to the next player turn. Who would like to do what? Yeah, let's go for it.
Is Frederick armored?
Frederick is armored. Yeah, that's what the 1 challenge is.
Okay. So Nicole's mad because Arena just went down. And so she's going to pull out her Panzerfaust, which is like an anti-tank weapon.
Yeah.
And I get +3 against an armored target when I use this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to, that would be, I've got my 2 from the bonus, 4 shoot, that's 6 +3 for armored target, that's 9. And I'm going to try and fuck this thing up. And I am yelling
go for it.
I'm yelling all the swear words that make Julia mad because I'm just pissed off. It's just this constant stream of fuck yous and worse words.
I love that. I do want to let you know that as your intent is, and this is for the whole table and for the audience to know, as your intent is to take down Frederick, then obviously you can do anything that you'd like with the outcomes of this. If you have leftover successes, let's say that you have enough successes to be able to take them down, you have leftover stuff, you can still put it toward other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could damage the infantry squad, you could work on the general objective, you could help bring Arena up, whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm gonna roll all my dice. Okay, 3 6s, 2 5s.
That's incredible. Okay, so 3 6s and 2 5s, so that people understand, is obviously 3 criticals and 2 regulars, which is another way of saying that it is up to 8 successes, depending on how you slice this, right? So let's take it a piece at a time. Do you plan on using any of those criticals to activate a special?
Yes, I was going to use my scavenger, where I can restore 1 use of my weapon, so I get 1 use of my Panzerfaust back because I only have 1 on it.
Love it.
So I get that back. That's one of them. And then gonna pour everything else into this guy.
Okay, perfect. I love that. So how many more is that? So it's the 1 use of that. So then it's going to be another, that would be 6, right? If I'm doing the math correctly. All right. This guy is gone in another 5. You have 1 left over. So you can describe at the level of the narrative how you destroy Frederick II, and then you can tell me what you want to do with your extra success.
So the first thing I'm going to do is use my advance that I got. Thank you, chat. Which is feed on fear. When I reduce the threat rating to 0, I gain 3 blood. So get me some sweet Ubermensch blood there.
Which does mean that you take an advance also, because that is an Ubermensch.
Oh, sweet. And then the other one is going to go against the I have 1 left over. I have to use it on attacking since I said I was using attack, or can I put it towards I can put it towards
you can put it anywhere you want.
Okay. What do we need to do to help Arena get back up?
You got to put 4 into Arena.
Okay, I put 1. I put beautiful. 1 on Arena.
We're down to 3, and then if you could just do me a favor at the level of the narrative, describe what you do to help Arena.
Yeah, so screaming and cursing profanities. I'm shooting this at Frederick. He goes down. I run over, drink some of his blood, come back over to Irina and say, "Not today, you fucking don't." And I spit some of the Ubermensch blood into her chest cavity where the heart was to try and heal her up. And says, "You're not gonna fucking die on me again."
That is incredible. I love this. You all are killing it. Speaking of killing it, I got good and bad news from the chat. Would you like good or bad first? Let y'all choose. Good news first. Green, you get 2 more dice. Congratulations, Green.
Yay. Thank you.
Now, for the bad news, you've just killed Frederick II. I told you I wasn't going to bring in another Ubermensch, and because of that, I'm also holding back on the second something bad happens until the end of this round, which we have not reached yet. But it is now my turn. And instead of taking that turn with the infantry squad that is still shaken in their jackboots, I am going to introduce, brought to you by chat, a Vampire Jaeger cadre. That's right. We have vampire hunters who heard on the CB radio that something's going down with some vampire commandos and wanted to come get in on the fun. So congratulations, you're about to get hit by them. Would anybody like to guess what their attack rating might be? Just by listening to this.
It's probably fuck you, Danny. That's what their attack rating is.
Yeah, it is. Here's the great news for me. Well, the great news for you is a half of the dice that I rolled did not come out in my favor. Bad news for you is half of them did. And in there, I also got a critical. So what's going to happen now is, Nicole, what is it like in this moment as you look up to find yourself, after having poured this blood into the gaping hole at the center of your friend's chest, surrounded by 8 vampire hunters? Wait, is it 8? No, 7. Where did that one go? And I need you to roll 1d6 because you're going to go down.
Okay. 2.
Okay, so you are going to need to read to me on your sheet what the 2 injuries are on the 1 to 2 track.
Dazed and headshot.
Do they have a description or no?
Headshot can't trigger specials.
Okay, so you're going to need to heal off that after you get back up. That's how the injuries work. Once the 2 of you are up, or either of you are up, I'll explain how that works. For now, I'm going to put a clock on you going down, and I'm going to be nice, and I'm only going to put 2 on your clock. I did 4 on the other one. It's down to 3 over there. Now you're down to 2, but what happened is you got staked just to the side of your heart from behind as these folks are surrounding you and your friends. What do you want to say about that? I mean, I want to give you a moment narratively as you go down to have ownership over things.
I bet you think that's fucking funny, don't you? Fuck you. And then a smile.
Love that. That is my turn. It is back to player turn, and I believe we have 2 more player turns before the end of this round. I want to make that super clear, because if you're still here in the catacombs, which are at 5 with a challenge rating of 1, when that turns over, you will be facing whoever is still here, plus whoever I introduce, and whatever reinforcements might come, if reinforcements come for any reinforceable units. So who would like to go next?
I will go next. So I guess technically I do have a question. Am I allowed to use 2 pieces of equipment in the same round?
I'll let you. Yeah, you could stack 2 because they're consumable, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
You just need to tick the boxes to make that happen. You can make a bigger dice pool.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I have one of my pieces of equipment is Orbs of Shadow Magic, where I basically can create a pool of darkness that, essentially would make it harder to see me. And then I also have lots and lots of throwing knives. So I want to throw a bunch of throwing knives at these people in general, but I want to be able to do it from cover where they're going to have a harder time hitting me. And what that allows me to do is that dice pool is going to be like 8 dice.
Okay. Love that. All right, so roll 8d6 and let me know where things land. And sorry, what is the stat that you're using for this?
Sneak.
Sneak. Perfect. And you included that in the 8d6 already, right?
Yes, I did. I counted correctly. I was like, wait.
Beautiful. Love
Yeah.
it. Just wanted to double check. Awesome. So go ahead.
Okay, so I have 2 6s and 2 4s.
All right, so you have 2
Ooh.
criticals and 2 regular successes, which is another way of saying that you have 6 successes. If you want, are you going to use any of those criticals to activate a special?
That's a really good question. No, actually. Because the only
Awesome.
special that I have isn't really great for this particular thing.
Okay.
Because I don't have anything that has the biggest threat rating, so I'm leaving that for right now. But what I will be doing is chunking some knives into like 3 of these people to take out some damage. I'm also going to drink from one of them as a result of chunking a knife into it, and then I'm going to put the other 2 successes into Nicole to help them stand back up.
Perfect. So Nicole, you're back up. The two of you can describe how that functions. You go ahead and take out with 3 of those, 3 of the Vampire Jaeger cadre completely. And as one of them goes down, you drink their blood. Narrative control is yours, not mine, in terms of describing how all that happens, how you get Nicole back up, and then Nicole, you're able to be a part of that as well. And I'm so sorry, I do need to break in on the Morgan tracker. Morgan, you know how you had 2 extra dice? You only have 1 now because there was another $10 donation to take you back down. I feel like by the time you go, you might be back at
Negative.
0.
Be a
Chat, or
negative
maybe
dice.
negative. Chat. Morgan's going to be up next. So this is a good time to get in there, see where you want to help with the balance. Anyway, back to you for Layla and Nicole to describe this moment.
So basically what happens is that like I disappear into a puff of smoke, knives come emitting out, hit some people. I'm a very brief flash of, hunger. I snack on some blood, and then I just grab Nicole's forearm with like this, and then just help pull her up and be like, we have things to do.
As I
I
get
love it.
pulled up off the stake, I grab the stake and lick my own blood off of it, making eye contact with the nearest vampire hunter, just like
Yeah.
as slow motion as possible, just like deep, intense eye contact when I'm licking it, and then
Yeah.
flipping it around in my hand.
That is fantastic. There is a I'm going to say happy pride. You did that to the vampire hunter who stabbed you in the back, and they look shit scared. They pissed their pants. They're not happy about this. And there's 5 of them left, and it's their turn, and they are mad at all of you. Let's see where that lands. 1, 2. Only 2 successes. So each of you are going to take 1. See, what can I do with this? What do I want to do with those 2 successes? Give me 1 second, actually. Yeah, each of you are going to take how do I want to use this? Nope, I'm going to use 2 against one of you, and I'm going to give you an injury. So you licked the thing. The one who's really scared of you, Mav, is going to give you another injury with the 2 on you because they are so scared they just want to get rid of you. I need you to roll 1d6.
Okay, that is a 4.
Okay,
So
so you just have to pick one of the 2 in the 3 to 4 range.
okay, just a graze.
Describe it to us, please.
It doesn't have a description. It just says just a graze. It's the first one in the column.
Perfect. Then you have just a graze. We are just about to hit an ad break here. So this is a great time, everybody, to get in there and give money to Morgan's pool, because Morgan is going to be up next when we come back from the ad break. We've been building up to this the whole time. How many dice will Morgan be able to roll? Let's find out. You can be a part of that. Get in there, donate to a good cause for that. We're going to be back as soon as this ad break is done. In the interim, donate there, share information on this, be with your loved ones, have a good time, celebrate Pride, and fuck Nazis, right? Yeah. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the stream. So, where we were was about to go into the one and the only Gun Nun's turn. And before we get into that, I got to tell you, we did get an impact from the chat while we were away. We're going to add a die to Morgan here. Actually, if I'm looking here, there's a $10 donated for that. It's $5 per dice. We're going to add 2 of them. So you got 3 additional dice for this, Morgan, the one that was left over from all the back and forth before, and these 2 more. This is the last turn of the first round. Any units that have reinforcements that would be in a position to get reinforcements will get them. And I mentioned that I'm going to bring in some of the other Tiltify stuff when this turns over, if you're still in the catacombs there. Just keep that in mind. As a reminder, the clock is at 5 on the objective of getting through the catacombs with a challenge of 1. And you are facing Vampire Jaegers. 5 out of the 8 are still up. You are also facing an infantry squad of 6 jackbooted cowards. What would you like to do?
All right, so Julia is super angry, just about as angry as she can get, and she's a newbie vampire, so a little angry, a little newbie vampire. You never know how much she might act, but she gets up. She gets up. She was already up, but she's mad that her friends are getting bombarded, and so she wants to take her Winchester Model 1912 shotgun and use that against the 5 vampire hunters. Because
Nice.
she's got
I love that.
5. But then with if so permitted, like to use her 3 extra dice to go against some of those jackboots that are quivering in their boots.
Yeah,
I'm out of
absolutely.
words tonight.
Yeah. No, 1000%. That sounds great. So you're able to roll, and this is you're using this with shoot, right? So overall, you've added up 8d6. That includes your 3 extras, or your 3 extras are on top of that?
My 3 extras. So I got 4 for my shoot, plus my 5 from the.
So that's 9.
That's 9 plus my 3 extra dice.
So that's 12d6. Please roll 12d6, and let's see where things land.
Hang on, I gotta count them out. Hold with me, folks.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, you have 5 boxes in there, but remember that last box is a double. So you're actually rolling lucky number 13, a baker's dozen.
I am.
So roll 13d6, and let me know where that lands.
I do have a question.
I'm so sorry. I have to. It came in under the wire. There's a $10 donation to remove a die from Morgan. Yes, again, no, really. So that baker's dozen goes down to a regular dozen, and it's going to be 12d6. Just under the wire there. Yeah.
All right. I do have a question for our Fang commander, which I love that name, by the way. So I know we talked about abilities kind of a little offline. I do have an ability called Hangry that if I make my roll while having 0 blood, which I currently do, I get to roll 2 extra dice and gain special. So I don't know how does that work? I have to still roll.
Sorry, read out the words to me again on that.
The ability is called Hangry, and
but it says special, right?
Yep. Well, in the bottom it says if you make your roll while having 0 blood, you gain 2 extra dice, and you gain a special of 3 blood.
No, yeah, you're fully able to just roll the 2 extra dice now, so you're going to go up to 14 because you have 0 blood right now, and you would have to spend a special to gain 3 blood off of this. So off of your 14d6, if you have a special to spend and you decide to spend it there, you can spend it to gain 3 blood. And to be clear, at least the way I'm going to rule this, and I think that this is rules as written, as I understand what you just read out loud, you can use that special more than once, having activated it now under these circumstances. So you could theoretically spend 2 specials and gain 6 blood instead of gaining 3 blood. See what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right. Let me count out my dice here. Make sure I'm 14. It's like playing Shadowrun, folks. Come on, chummers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. All right. Let me roll them. I should have used the dice roller for this. Oh, I dropped one. There it goes. My hands are not big enough to roll these.
No worries.
Be quiet over there, Layla. All right. So on this, the 1s, 2s, and 3s go away, right? So 4s,
The 1s,
5s.
2s, and 3s go away. The 4s and 5s are regular successes. The 6 are criticals, which you can spend on specials. Otherwise, they count as 2 successes each.
All right. So I got 1, 6. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 regular successes and
Okay.
1 6 for a critical.
Okay, so for that, yes, how would you like to spend
No,
everything?
go ahead. This is my first time, so talk me through it.
So your options with that critical are you can activate any special on your sheet that is available to you, including the one that you just made available because you started this with 0 blood. So you can basically trade the critical for 3 blood instead of 2 blood, which you would otherwise normally be able to get from a critical anyway. So you can utilize it that way if you'd like. Or you can use it for any other special that you would like, or you can have it count as 2 individual successes of any sort, which can be 2 damage, meaning you bring any threat rating down by 2, 2 defense, meaning you take away 2 dice from my next attack, or 2 blood, which in this case, there's not really a lot of reason for you to use it for 2 blood because you have a special you could use to give yourself 3 blood. Why would you leave that on the table?
Yeah.
Beyond that, the rest of the successes that you have can go toward whatever you'd like. So what are the total number of successes that you rolled outside of the special?
Outside of the special, I have 8 successes.
Cool. So let me help you conceptualize, right, what's on the battlefield in front of you. There are 5 Vampire Jaegers there, which I will tell you, it just means that I have it at a threat level of 5, right? Threat level for a Vampire Jaeger, you all can know now, for a cadre is 8. That's why I put 8 of them on there. It's a lot easier for us all to track mentally. You can extrapolate from that. Well, I said that there were 6 of the other jackboots. That's a threat level of 6, right? I will tell you, because this is the first time you're playing, the jackboots that I was describing, which the actual name of the unit is Infantry Squad, is the kind of squad that gets reinforcements. So what I will say as a consejo, as a bit of recommendation, is don't take the infantry squad down to 0. Don't take out all 6 of them. Because if I go to 0 on that and then we're about to turn over to a new turn, I get reinforcements and I roll 1d6, and that's how many more infantry squad members show up. If there's even 1 left, I only get 1 more show up. I don't roll a d6 to get that. So it is in your favor whenever there is a unit type that gets reinforcements to not do that. Vampire Jaeger Cadre, I will also tell you, Happy Pride, is a solo, which means they do not use reinforcement rules. So if you take out the 5 that are there, no more are going to just magically show up now. They're just gone. You do have Irina down still, and she has 3 on her clock to be able to come back up. So if you want to spend 3 of those 8 to get Irina back up, Irina can be fully back up, still having to deal with the 2 injuries that she has, but able to help out. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to move forward on that clock, and there's no challenge on that. There's also no challenge, I'll tell you above table, on the Vampire Jaeger Cadre, meaning they don't have armor. So with 5 left there, you could take the 8 successes that you have plus the critical. You could theoretically take out all 5 Vampire Jaeger who are left, bring Irina back up, and then still decide to use your special to give yourself 3 blood.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask you about, was that does each success mean, so like the vampire hunters, because
yes,
here we are. They only each have 1 damage. Like it just it's 1 to 1.
So damage is handled as threat. So everything's a clock. in this game,
Gotcha.
right? Mechanically, that's the easiest way to think about it. So you bring their clock down to 0, and the way that we manage that at the level of the narrative is that you're killing them, right? So that's why, to make it a little easier in our brains, I'm putting one person per threat level when it's a mob like that, because it's a lot easier for me to track, you to track, and us to make sense at the narrative level and at the mechanical level at the same time.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you for explaining that. So first thing I'd like to do is I'm pumping my gun. Kapow, kapow, kapow. I won't, I won't embarrass myself with more sounds. And I'm gonna take down the 5 vampire hunters that are right there. So hopefully they can all go down. Yeah, see ya, suckers.
They're all dead. You
Yeah.
destroyed all of them. You mowed them down. And you still got gas in the tank.
So that takes care of what, 5 of my successes at that point?
5 of your 8 successes plus a critical. Yeah.
All right. So then my next 3 will go towards my 3 successes will go towards helping out Arena and making sure that she, can get back up, because need her. I need you, boo. Well, I have another boo, but you can be my boo too. So need Arena to get on up and join the party. Like, why are you laying there? What are you doing? And so, I tell her to get on up. So then my critical, I am going to take down. This is really hard. I really want to. I either want the. I either want the 3 blood, or I want to take down a couple jackboots. Because I like the killing of Nazis. So let's go with the 3 blood.
I will say you still get to describe at the level of the narrative what it is that you're doing to get the 3 blood, so you can drink the blood of these Nazis, getting the 3 blood for yourself, and you can also describe what it is specifically you do to any degree you want. You don't have to describe any more of it than you want, to bring Arena up, and then Arena, you're also going to be able to participate in your resurrection, describing however you feel in that moment.
So if I'm giving her, I'm giving her blood, right?
Yeah, I mean, functionally, yeah, you don't have to mechanically actually give her any blood. You're just spending these successes. But yes, you can flavor that by sharing blood.
Do I have to share mine, or can I shove a vampire hunter?
New blood. Yeah, you could just shove a vampire hunter onto her.
I shove one onto her and say, drink this, get your booty up. We got things to do. And then to get the 3 blood myself, as one of the other vampire hunters are going down, I grab them by the back of the neck and I drink. And since I'm newbie, I'm always hungry, and I drink and I drink and I drink until his head comes off, and he is just spurting blood everywhere. I'm covered in blood now. Like, it's feeling good. I'm feeling good. I got 3 extra blood. I'm not as hungry anymore. Let's go, girls. Let's go. Let's do it. And I'm ready.
And when Julia throws that guy on to Irina, you see just the swarm of bats kind of engulf them until like they're just a carcass. And Irina will get up very angry, still having that puncture wound in her chest. She'll basically put her hand into this guy's chest. She just sucked dry, grab that heart and put it in her own, kind of creating a mend there in her own chest, and it doesn't completely close the wound. So you guys just see the exposed heart there for a moment. It's not gory because she doesn't have that much blood to bleed out. It's just you guys kind of see it slowly beating there like a medical cadaver in a way. Which I think is cool. If it's too much, let me know. But yeah, and she'll get up like that, and she looks pissed off because her hair got messed up, and we're moving on.
Yeah, there's a lot to be pissed off about, not least of which is that, hey, that's the end of the first round, everybody. So now the threat level for this infantry squad is going to go up by 1. So a 7th one will join. They're still super scared. The Vampire Jaegers are gone. Frederick is gone. You are at a clock of 5 to get through these catacombs with a challenge of 1. And my dear friends, something bad happened a little while ago, and it catches up to you now. The thing that's bad that happened is zombies awoke in these catacombs, and you've got now 6 zombies that break through to the part of the catacombs that you are in right now. I will go ahead and let you know above table for absolute clarity that these zombies have the bloodless tag representing their decayed coagulated veins, which means you're not able to gain blood from them. So they are there, they exist, and I'm going to say you hear something you don't like aside from where you are. It's going to be upon you soon. Will it be upon you at the end of this round? Will it be upon you during this round? You'll find out if you stick around long enough. If you get through the catacombs before it arrives, maybe it won't follow you. Maybe it will. This is now going to start with my turn. And I am going to let these zombies go first. Let's see what I've got here. Yeah. Hey, 2 successes. So what happens though is you see these zombies are actually closest when they come out to the Nazi infantry squad, and they take down the threat level there by 2. So what they do is they grab 2 of those Nazi jackboots and they tear into their necks and they tear their heads off of their bodies, and then they just start eating their open neck as they go. So it does not seem that these zombies are definitively on anybody's side. They're just kind of going for whoever's nearest to them, which can still be you. But the infantry squad is now down to 5 total people, and it is player turn. So again, I will say injury, 2 injuries for Nicole, 3 injuries for Irina, if I'm remembering correctly, or did I invert that? Is it 2 for Irina, 3 for Nicole?
Three for Nicole and 2 for Irina.
Yeah.
Perfect. Plus the clock that I mentioned, 5 with a challenge of 1 on getting through the catacombs, and there are 5 infantry squad, 6 zombies, and then who knows what else is coming. Mav, I saw your hand go up.
Yeah, we're not going in the same order, right? So it's something.
Any order that you want.
Okay.
Any order that you want. Yeah.
Gonna try and blow our way out of here.
Yeah.
And not the Layla way. So I've got dynamite.
Okay.
Just for dynamite to try and explode our way out of here.
Okay, I love that. So how much are you? So that's a good question. And we'll talk about how that's determined now in a way that gets to teach the audience a little bit more about how to play the game. Here are the stats available: Brawl, Con, Fix, Search, Shoot, Sneak, and Terrify. Brawl, kill Nazis up close. Con, not Constitution. It's like a con artist. Sway Nazis with lies, flattery, or charisma. Fix, repair or modify devices and structures. Search, investigate to uncover information. Shoot, kill Nazis at a distance. Sneak, avoid detection and minimize disruption. Terrify, scare Nazis into compliance. I'd say it's shoot if you're trying to do this at a distance, even if you're not killing Nazis and you're busting a hole. If you're throwing it, I'd go shoot.
Okay, so that's 4 for shoot. If I only get 1 use of something, do I still get 2 for it, or is it just 1?
If you get 2 for the 1 use, you get 2.
Okay,
on the box.
2, and then it's demolitions, so I get another 4 for that.
Love it.
6 plus 4, that gives me 10.
I love that. Go ahead and roll 10d6 and let's see where that lands.
Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4 6s.
Yes.
That's 4
I
there.
love that.
Take that out. And then 3 4s.
Okay. So you have 3 regular successes. You have 4 criticals, which means that you have 11 successes in a certain way of thinking of it. Are you going to spend any of those criticals on a special or any specials?
I can't right now because of my injury.
Oh, That's right. Okay. So you
Which is fine.
have 11 successes. I will remind you in the layout there are 5 on the infantry squad. There are 6 zombies. There is a clock of 5 plus 1. If you take the whole clock out to get you through the catacombs, it'll cost you 6.
I'm taking the whole thing out to get us out of here.
Love
That was the whole
that
point of the
for us.
explosion.
Yeah. So you are able to spend 6 on that, but then you're able to do more past that. You've got another 5 successes. What would you like to use them on?
I'd like to kill a couple of the jackboots and get some blood out of it.
Okay. Go ahead and killing them and taking blood are technically 2 different things, unless there's something on there. So my question is, in terms of the use of the successes, so just from a math perspective, you can flavor it however you want. Do you want to get 5 blood from the 5 leftover successes that you have? Are you going to spend any of those on damage instead?
We're about to get out of here. I'm just gonna take blood.
Cool.
I'm wounded. I need to be able to heal up. So I'm just running around, grabbing, drinking, throwing away, grabbing, drinking, throwing the next. Like there's this explosion in the background that I'm not looking at, just like big explosion going on while I'm grabbing and drinking and throwing away. Just hear the Nazi Wilhelm scream as I throw one of them back towards the explosion, you know.
I love that. You all are able to get through this hole blown through the catacombs. And because of the donations that were provided, I'm not going to actually ask you where you come out of. You didn't know where you came out of. I'm going to tell you where you came out of. And the good news, would you like to hear the good news first? You're in Sector 2. You're moving in the right direction. That's great. Sorry that you missed out on other stuff in Sector 3. This game's infinitely replayable. I'd be happy to run this again. The bad news is you're in Sector 2. You came out in the German Technology Pavilion. So go ahead and go to the map. Check out the German Technology Pavilion so you have a sense geographically of where you are and how you might want to try to carve a path towards Sector 1, the Eiffel Tower, and Hitler in a Zeppelin. But with that having been said, I am pulling up the correct spot for this. The German Technology Pavilion has come along leaps and bounds in the last half decade, and this exhibition hall aims to show that off to the public. Experimental fuel sources hum and glow ominously in the darkness of the after-hours hall. Informative display boards sing the praises of newfangled alloys and a deactivated state-of-the-art quadrupedal weapons platform stands proudly in the center of the arena. Now, your objective is to storm the pavilion and get out the other side. That is an objective of 9. There is not a challenge on it. So just a flat 9 that you're going to be able to get through. I'm going to tell you above table that there are secondary objectives and there is loot. There's loot available not related to the secondary objectives and loot available related to the secondary objectives. So you're looking around and you're not going to have to take a search action to figure out that this exists. I'm just letting you know that it's there. You see a prototype beam emitter and you see a loose glowing fuel source. If you would like to take that loot, you are going to need to do something to go get that loot. On your turn, you're going to need to spend currency of some sort to be able to achieve getting it. But I will tell you that prototype beam emitter has a 1-use box that gives you 2 dice. But if it's properly calibrated before firing, if you explain how you do that, and I recommend thinking about using something like Fix, for example, to possibly help set that up, you get 4 more D6. So you get 6 D6 on its use on top of everything else that you stack on it. If you get the loose glowing fuel source, there's 1 box, so you get 2 dice for that. And then if you use it near flammable material, you get another 2d6. So I'll be able to drop that in the chat so that you all are able to easily keep track of that existing. Whoever picks those up, if anybody decides to pick them up, will be able to get them on their sheet. That is okay to read. If you have any trouble reading that, let me know. Secondarily, if you try to power up the weapons platform, if that's a thing you want to try to do, that is a clock of 5. You can you can also jam a prototype fuel source into the tank and get it up and running. If you complete this objective, it gives one player access to the following pieces of equipment that do not occupy loot slots, because I mentioned to you all before that you're theoretically able to pick up new loot and all that, as you might be doing here, and use up the loot that you currently have. So there's no reason why you need to sit on the loot you currently have. You do technically have a certain amount of loot slots that you're supposed to have at a time. This that I'm about to describe will not take up space in that. A quadrupedal weapons platform, the aforementioned, has 4 uses, 4 boxes. There's a total of 5 d6 you could add if you want to use them all, plus a 6th d6 if you shrug off incoming fire. So it would have to be a situation where you're being fired upon while you're using it. And then a microwave array turret has 1 use for 2d6, but you get another 3d6 if you use it against a tank as an anti-tank thing. Now, with that having been said, you are going to be facing what you see right now amidst all of this. The first of what Hitler hopes will be a legion of half-men, half-machine warriors. Pistons replace muscles, steel replaces skin, and the troublesome parts of the brain are cut away until only the bare instinct of killing remains. In a move that some would describe as unwise, Hitler opted to have a dormant Stahlsoldat, that's what I'm going to say, Stahlsoldat, on display in the German Technology Pavilion instead of using a suitably enormous mannequin. The pavilion is loaded with atmospheric monitoring equipment, finely tuned thermometers, infernal barometers, pressure sensors, and light reactive plates. When the Stahlsoldat connects itself to the array with an armored cable plugged into the base of its neck, it can sense the world around it with uncanny accuracy, tracking targets through walls, fighting whilst blinded and deafened, and dodging incoming fire before anyone pulls a trigger. Can you imagine if this has a challenge rating? It does. And this is not, I want to be super clear, this is an Ubermensch. This is not the Ubermensch that was paid for by Tiltify. This one was here already. You got another one coming to you. So I know I said a bunch of stuff. Does anybody have any questions? And if not, who wants to go first?
I do,
Yeah, go for it.
if that's okay with the group. All right, so I have an advance if I'm so inclined to be able to use it by
Yes.
our Fang commander. And so my advance is gift from above. And so while I moved into this next technology area with my good pals, and as I'm standing there, I just call to the above to whoever is listening at this point, and suddenly a crate of equipment drops right in front of me. Hooray! And if there's like a ceiling or something, it falls through the ceiling because and it falls on me and my friends. And
it's so
yeah.
funny. There was a skylight and it
Yeah.
shattered it and just broke right through and fell in front of you. Look
Darn.
at that.
We were gonna burn this place down anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yes. And so
Oh.
I get a sweet box of equipment that I'm now gonna have to drag with me from room. No, I'm not. I'm gonna take that shit out and put it in. I mean, I'm sorry, Julia doesn't say the word shit, but Morgan does. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna take that stuff out of the box and I'm gonna put it in there. So one of the things that I get out of here is it's called a Saint Bone hand revolver with +4 against anti-Ubermensch. And so I would love to use that against our newfound friend in this room, if that is.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. So build your dice pool. You're using
Yeah.
shoot, I assume, as
I
your
am.
as your that. So then what are you building on top of that?
So I have my 4 shoot on there, and then I already have my hand revolver. So it doesn't give me any extra boxes other than the anti-Ubermensch. Oh no, I do get 4. It says it has 4 uses. So I have 4 boxes for it.
If
it
you
looks
want to
like.
use the whole thing, you can get 5d6 from using all 4 boxes at once, plus using it against an Ubermensch. As I understood it, you said there's 4 more dice from that, right? So that would be 9d6 just off the use of that item, plus what is your shoot?
My shoot is 4.
So that
I
is going to be 13d6. Are you adding anything else to that?
No. So, and this will be it
Okay.
for my advance because I only get to choose one and I'm choosing this because it's, us or them. And so I'll
Yeah.
take 5d6 from my boxes, plus 4 from my shoot, plus 3 for my anti Ubermensch.
So what is that total?
So it's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I only get 12 because I only had 4 for my boxes, so I got 5 for my dice, right? Because it's only plus another one.
Oh, because you only have 4
I only
boxes.
had
Sorry, I
4
thought you had
boxes.
5 boxes. Yeah, it's 5.
No,
It's
if I
5.
said 5, I
got you.
misspoke. I'm sorry.
No worries. I got you. Yeah. Thank you for that.
All right, so I'm gonna roll with that. And if my face moved anywhere else on the screen, just pretend you can hear me.
Copy.
I'm now actually apparently now I'm Danny. Just call me Danny.
That's
All
okay.
right.
You are now the Fang Commander.
I am.
So you're
Everybody
gonna be
lives. I mean, just kidding. You all die. We're blowing it up. Okay. So I'm rolling. Oh my goodness. That is so terrible. Okay. So let me get rid of my 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
Oh, actually that's and 3s, right? 1, 2s, and 3s. I get rid of. And I
1, 2s, and 3s do not count for anything. Yeah, you get rid of those,
Perfect.
and then your 4s, 5s, and 6s are your successes.
All right. Well, I got 4 6s and I got 4 successes.
That is
So
incredible. Okay, so the math on that. Well, first, are you going to use any of those 6s for a special?
um so I guess what happens if I go up to 10 blood? Does anything special happen, or does I just have
No,
10
you're
blood
just
to
capped.
use?
You got to start spending
Gotcha.
it basically. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So right now I don't have any 0 blood. I don't really have any. My only special is that I gain 3 blood, which is, oh, that's all right. I mean, that's fine, but I don't really want to use it
You
right
don't
now.
you don't need to. So the other
Okay.
option is you have 4 6s and you have 4 regular successes, which
Mhm.
another way of putting that is you have 12 successes that you're able to spend. Now, as a reminder on the things that you have in front of you, you have this Soldat, right?
Mhm.
Which does have, I will tell you, above table, a challenge rating of 2 because it has inch thick armor around it. And only has a threat level of 6. So if you spend 8 of your 12 successes all at once on this, you're one-shotting this thing. And if you spend any additional successes on drinking its blood, it is an Ubermensch. You get to take another advance. And if you want to do anything else with any of the rest of the successes, what I will tell you that I described before is the primary objective of this, getting through the pavilion, is 9, but there are secondary objectives. There's one of powering up the weapons platform. So another way of looking at this is you could have your 8 of your 12 go to getting rid of this adversary completely. You could take the 4 that are left and have like 1 let you drink their blood, and then another
Mhm.
3 go toward the secondary or primary objective, and you're golden. And then you just describe that at the level of the narrative.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my I do want to drink its blood. I do want to take it down. So I'm gonna take my 4 regular successes and I'm gonna take that towards my good friend, the Ubermensch. And
Okay,
then
so that gets through the challenge of 2 and then takes down 2. So it's got 4 left on its clock.
so then if I take one of my criticals against him, does that take
That
him
brings
down?
it down to 2 because this is all basically in one action is how it's
Gotcha.
being rolled, right? So like that's why you don't have to do the deal with the challenge of 2 on every
Mhm.
time, right? If you left it to the next person to finish them off, they'd also have to get through the challenge of 2 before they start doing the damage.
But I want to drink his blood. So do I have to kill him to drink his blood?
No, not at all. So
Oh,
basically
perfect.
you can spend, so each of your criticals is 2 successes,
Mhm.
right? You have 4 of them. Which is 8 successes, which is
Mhm.
exactly the number of successes you need to one-shot this Ubermensch. So you could take all 4 criticals worth of successes, so 8
Mhm.
successes, and kill the Ubermensch. You can then take one more success or as many as you want to drink the Ubermensch's blood. That's how much blood you get from that. And then on top of that, because they're an Ubermensch and you're drinking their blood, I will tell you what it smells and tastes like, and then you will be able to take an advance.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna totally one shot that bad boy and take him down. And then
Yep.
I'm gonna take 2 of my regular successes and drink his blood. So I'll take 2 blood
Okay.
from that. Plus I get
Okay.
an advancement because I'm drinking an Ubermensch blood, right?
That is correct. And the blood flavors that you taste are bleach, pine tar, and petrol.
I'm kind of gagging when I'm doing this because that's kind of gross.
Yeah,
But I shoot him, and he's got wires and stuff connected into him, right? Or he was,
that is true. Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
yeah. So
Yeah.
after I like shoot him, I'm gonna start ripping some of those wires out of him, calling him inhuman as somebody who's now inhuman. He's more inhuman than I am, obviously. And so
Mhm.
I'd start ripping it like, you're going right to hell for what you did to yourself. I totally like, here I am, vampire. And so I then reach over as he's dying,
Mhm.
taking his last breath, and I shove my mouth into the back of his neck, probably where he's got that nice little
Mhm.
plug in,
Yep.
drink his blood, and then rip it out of the back of his neck, pulling out if there's any sort of like wire or anything that was down his if it was I'm going to say that it was his spine. His spine was connected to that. So that rips out of his back. We're going Mortal Kombat on this. So it's like
Yeah, we are.
fatality. And so yeah.
Full fatality.
Yes.
So you're absolutely able to do that.
Great.
This is the only immediate threat that you all saw there, so that is gone. You took 2 blood there, so you did take that advancement. You actually have 2 additional successes on top of that left. So those 2 successes, do you want to put them toward the primary objective, toward a
Yes.
secondary objective?
Nope, towards the primary.
All right,
Please.
so that brings the primary of getting through here down from 9 to 7. I'm not going to take a turn because I haven't introduced any other combatants here. I will say I do still have 1 Ubermensch left to drop on you. And depending on how long y'all take, I might do that at any time. But you are welcome now, in any order that you'd like, to deal with the remaining 7 that you need to get through to get to the other side of this pavilion, and or powering up the weapons platform in a way where you can pick up the quadrupedal weapons platform itself and the microwave array turret. And fully, I will tell you, if you can justify at the level of the narrative how you get that together to get out of this space with it, I will let you take it with you.
Can I heal myself with some blood a little
Yeah,
bit and then
1000%.
go work on the weapons platform?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
Nicole is super interested in this thing because she
Mhm.
blows up shit. This thing blows up shit. It looks
Yeah,
like it could be extra helpful in blowing things up in a spectacular fashion. So we're gonna go try do that.
love that. Yeah, please do. So you drink some blood. You drink 3 blood to heal per wound. How much, like per injury? How many injuries are you healing?
I only have enough to heal one, I think. No, oh, yeah.
Okay, are you gonna heal the one that makes it so you can't use specials?
Yeah, I'm gonna heal the headshot, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Can you just describe a little bit at the level of the narrative how you heal that up?
So I drink some blood that I took from the stupid little vampire hunters who thought they could stake me and get away with it. Fucking idiots. And like as we come out of the catacombs and are heading in this direction, I'm just sipping on some of it. Casually watched Julia take out the Ubermensch while I'm just like, oh, it's almost like with a cocktail kind of thing.
Mhm.
Nice. And down it all as the stake wound in my chest starts to heal over, and my head clears.
I love that. That is perfect. And having done that, you're still able to take some action. So if you describe which stat you're using, what stuff you're using to work on this, you're going to be able to then roll a dice pool based on that and take any successes that you have and put them toward whichever objective you'd like. Which sounds like it's the secondary because you want the blow shit up stuff.
I want to blow shit up. So it sounds like it's going to be fixed, which is not great for me because I've only got one.
You
But
got anything to use with that?
I was wondering if there was any kind of equipment around that, like a repair technician left his toolbox, like any of that kind of stuff. I can look around for it and use it to help me.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm gonna let you do a couple things in a row now since we're outside of combat right now, and it'd be great to be able to show off this part of the game. Give me a search roll.
Search. Oh, never had to do that in this game before.
Yeah. What's your search?
2.
Okay, do you have anything else that you can use to help you with a search?
I don't think so. Scavenger is a special. Yeah, I don't have anything else I can use, but I did get a 6 and a 4.
Hey, okay, it 1000% does. You're going to be able to find stuff. What I'm going to tell you right off the rip is with that 4, I'm happy to honor, yeah, you find some general like equipment. You find highly specialized equipment that is for this specifically. With that 6, since it's a critical, right? So let's say that the regular equipment gives you 2 boxes, which together, if you want to use it up completely, is 3d6. I'm going to say you have double that with the specialized equipment. Actually, slightly more. I'm going to give you 5 boxes on the specialized equipment. So you're going to be able to have, if you want to use it all up at once, you're going to be able to have 6, 3, 9d6 added to your roll from that, the use of that equipment, plus the 1 on fix. So you'll be rolling 10d6.
All right, let's do it. Nicole's very excited, like a bigger thing to make bigger things explode.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 6s, a 5, and a 4.
Okay, 4 6s, a 5, and a 4.
I'm keeping these blood dice, man. Like these blood dice are happy.
That is amazing. All right. Is there anything you happen to want to do with a special before we start adding all this up?
With a special, like my only special is looking at equipment and adding a use of something I already used something on. Like I can restore a use of something. That's the only special I have. Like,
Copy.
so like the only thing I've
So
used
yeah.
is my dynamite. So
If you want to find more dynamite using one of those, you can absolutely get some
sweet.
dynamite back.
We found
Yeah.
another charge of dynamite that someone just carelessly left around on this fucking weapons platform.
I mean, they seem pretty careless in general, so I feel
Yeah,
like
they
that
do.
fits. So that
Okay,
you have your
1.
dynamite back. Yeah, how many? Remind me again. Add up the special, the remaining criticals as though they're 2 successes each, plus your regular. How many total do you have?
So, I'm mathing. 8.
8. All right. So the good news is that to get through this this secondary objective, powering up the weapons platform, you just need 5.
Oh,
So
sweet. So I've got 3 left.
yeah, what I put in the chat in the Zoom here of quadrupedal weapons platform plus shrug off incoming fire has 4 boxes. Microwave array turret has 1 box and has those 3 extra dice for anti-tank. And if you and or the group give me a good hustle on how you're going to take this with you, I will fully let you take it with you instead of, but you have to make it make sense at the level of the narrative. There are 2 more things to loot here. What I'll do here as a hustle for you is if you want to take those 2 more things to loot, I will take a success each there, and then we'll put 1 success of the remaining 3 toward the Storm the Pavilion, getting you from 6 to 5. Or you could put all 3 remaining remaining successes toward that and take it from 6 to 3. And then you only need 3 more to get out of there.
Let's take the loot and then add
Cool.
1 towards the getting out because I'm
Love
a
it.
scavenger according to my sheet, so it just makes sense to me that Nicole would want to take all the stuff she can. So
Fully buy that. So yeah, the other thing that's in the chat in Zoom, prototype beam emitter and a loose glowing fuel source, you have both of those. They each have 1 box, but then you see that there are 4 pluses on properly calibrating the prototype beam emitter and 2 pluses on the near flammable material. What I will say is you could use your own fix to calibrate that if you have the time like if you all take the time as a group and have somebody else who maybe has more in fix to come in and help you and properly calibrate it, I'll still count that, right? But you just have to do that level of fiction. Clock is down from 6 to 5 on the primary, and who would like to go next to help you all finish getting through this space and go to the next place?
Me. So the one advance that I took was Lone Wolf, and what Lone Wolf does is when I split off from the rest of the group and take an objective single-handedly, using my sneak scat, I can reduce the objective rating by 4.
That is
So that's what I'd
amazing.
like to do.
Yeah, so you're automatically going to reduce it by 4, but go ahead and roll sneak. What do you have in sneak?
4.
Okay, so if you want to add anything to it, you can. If not, just roll 4d6. You already have 4 successes on it, one way or another. Excuse me, and let me know how that goes.
So I rolled a 6, a 5, and a 4 dice, which is lovely. So I have 4 additional successes that I can use.
That's
So I'm gonna
amazing.
go ahead and complete the objective.
Okay, done.
And
So the good news is you only have to spend one of those to complete the objective. So then what do you
yeah,
want to do with your remaining? I will say the just to be abundantly clear above table, because I know that this is a game that's new to some people at the table and some people watching. Just because the Ubermensch is dead doesn't mean that they don't have any blood left in them.
yeah. So I was gonna ask if I could spend all of those successes to drink more blood. I know that I would only get one more of the advance, but it would bring
Yeah,
my blood pool up higher.
100%. You
So
can absolutely do that. Take the extra advance and increase your blood pool accordingly.
okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
Love that. Beautiful. Fantastic. And you made it out there before I stacked another Ubermensch on you. Isn't that exciting? Before we move on to the next part of the map, and I do want to let you know, I'm going to leave this up to you because I'm feeling generous. Happy Pride, everybody. Where you're going to go next should be up to you. There's no reason at the level of narrative why it wouldn't be under these circumstances. So you're going to decide. Are you going to go somewhere else in Sector 2? Or are you going to make your way to Sector 1? What do you want to do? Be thinking about that. But first, Mav, anybody who'd like to help Mav or help Nicole, uh, are you going to be doing anything to try to make sure that these secondary weapons that you set up, you're going to be able to take with you at the level of the narrative?
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna like shout for somebody to come help me out with this thing, and just because I'm just kind of kicking it now. Like I did really well on fixing the actual platform, but I don't know what to do with this. So I'm gonna ask like, little help. Why won't this thing turn on? Fuck.
Anybody? Anybody want to come help with anything?
I don't
Don't
think
say
anybody
fuck.
has great fix, but
Don't say fuck.
Don't say fuck. I'll come over. I'll have Irina be like, I gotta do something fucking helpful around here. And then she walks over in her anger and say, "This is a thank you for earlier." And she'll kind of use her. She has like a magic saber, like sword that she'll kind of
Mhm.
help with prying stuff off. And during this time, I'm also gonna say she's going to. It says cigarettes on my sheet, but
Mhm.
instead I just want the cigarettes to be an aesthetic thing.
Mhm.
Instead I want her to pull out like the finger. This is a magical world of a lizard person, and just like
Mhm.
gnaw on that so then she can regain 2 blood while she's helping. So she's just got like a little finger hanging out of her mouth while she's helping you out.
I love that.
Mhm.
That is fantastic. So go ahead and build your dice pool for helping out with that. What do you want to do there?
I don't know mechanically. I guess with this I guess it has to be the only one that makes sense in my mind is Brawl, but since I
Yeah.
am using my saber, I was wondering if I could use a box of that.
Yeah, go for it. I'm gonna, just so you know, I'm to make it mobile, I put an objective clock on it. It's not
Mhm,
very big. If you have leftover successes on that, I'm gonna let you bank them for your
mhm,
entry into the next space because happy Pride, everybody.
m'kay.
So
Well,
yeah.
that gives me 3 dice, so it's something. It's better than
Yeah,
nothing.
to
go for it.
if we're working together, can she add my one for fix as well?
1,000% she can. Yeah, so
Okay.
make it 4d6.
Okay, no whammies. 2 sixes.
Woo!
Let's go. I'm gonna say that because I'm feeling very, very generous, you are going to be able to just use half of one of those sixes to get this going. You are going to be able to carry over a critical and one success with you to the next scene that you could use for free the second that we arrive. Or how many injuries do you have?
I have 2.
I will let you trade those 3 successes for 3 blood and get rid of one of your injuries.
I'll take that.
All
Honestly,
right.
I think I'll take that. Yeah.
So you find more blood in the space as you're working on this. It's not Ubermensch blood, so you're not going to take an advance from that. But just some blood bags were there for nefarious reasons that you don't understand. And you were able to drink from that, and you're able to cure that off of that, which is fantastic. There is a $35 donation. Thank you very much. We're going to add a die to Mav, Nicole. You get an extra die on your next roll. And there's another Ubermensch. Notice how I say another Ubermensch because I owe you an Ubermensch from earlier. So there's going to be 2. With that in mind, plus if you go somewhere that naturally has an Ubermensch, there's going to be 3. So with that in mind, everybody, let's go to the map and let's decide where you're going to go next. What does everybody want to do? Where do you want to go? Stick around in Sector 2, go to Sector 1. How are we feeling?
So I saw this and I thought it was so funny. But
Mhm.
the Museum of Degenerate Art,
Yeah, the Museum of Degenerate Art is a popular option if people want to go there. Y'all want to check that out?
I was looking at that too, Jane. I think that's a fabulous idea.
Yes.
I love it.
We're all degenerates, so we might as well. It's calling.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It
Take us.
is the appropriate choice. So, Museum of Degenerate Art.
Can I
Yeah.
call that there's a fancy cuck chair in the museum?
1,000% there must be. There can only be. In what world would there not be a fancy cuck chair? This collection of art that the Nazis deem antithetical to German values has been deliberately badly framed and hung, and is surrounded with mocking commentary. Most of the really good pieces are snapped up by Nazi officers for their private collections. The remainder are burned in the adjoining gardens on a regular basis. Tonight, in fact, marks one of the largest burnings of art on record, and the now unattended flames are spiraling up toward the night sky. Vampires with an eye for art can uncover lost masterpieces. You want to know what kind? You're going to have to go search. But getting them out of Paris intact won't be easy. So getting through here, undertake a very quick and violent gallery tour, is 8. Secondary objective of tracking down a masterpiece of some sort is 4. Completing this objective nets you no mechanical benefit, but on the other hand, you've got a lost masterpiece or something, and you can flog it for cash or hang it up in your next castle. As you arrive, you find yourself alongside these folks burning these pieces of art and these incredibly disrespectful exhibitions of the art and of other parts of day-to-day life that matter a lot to a lot of people, that because they matter a lot to a lot of people are being deliberately disrespected by these Nazis. You find an infantry squad in an armored car smashing through the wall, and an art burning brigade that have flamethrowers. What would you like to do?
They yell out, "Hey, ass butt," and throw a firebomb at them.
Go ahead. This is going to be the first, so my turn is going to be after that. Go ahead and it's going to be shoot. I
Okay.
assume you're going to use your dynamite, maybe. And I don't know if you're going to use any of the other equipment that you just picked up.
I've got a firebomb.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Right. You've got the actual firebomb.
Yeah, so I'm going to use the actual firebomb. I've got an additional die that chat gifted me. Thank you, chat. And then fire trap. Does this count as a fire trap, considering there's fire everywhere?
Yeah. Fully a fire trap. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Nicole has impulse control issues. What can I say?
I love
Plans?
it.
What plans? We're just going to go and explode and eat a bunch of Nazis.
Hey, I know that Nicole is doing this right now, but I got to tell you, another $10 donation just came in. And Morgan, yes, again, no, really, for real, again, we're removing a die from your next roll. So keep that in mind. Morgan, you're at a -1.
Oh,
Go ahead
poor-
and let me know, Nicole, let me know the outcome of that roll, please. You have a chance.
Okay. All right. So out of 8 dice, that's two
Yeah.
6s, a 5, and a 4.
2 6s, a 5, and a 4. Okay, so that is going to be up to 6 successes if you want to use it like that. And you are able to look at the 6. You are able to police 4. So you can take out the entire infantry squad, or you can take out the police patrol. There is armored car. Nope, you can't take out the entire infantry squad. You can take out the entire infantry squad -1 because it has a challenge 1 because it's an armored car, or the police patrol and you have 2 left over.
Okay. So I guess my special wouldn't help here, which is reduce an objective or threat challenge by 1 when you use an explosive.
It would, but it wouldn't. It would be the same
It would be the
mechanically
same,
as
yeah,
using because of how
numbers.
it maths out. Yeah.
Okay, so just take him down to 1 then.
Okay, perfect. So
Cackling maniacally.
Yeah, armored infantry squad down to 1. The flamethrower art burning brigade is there, and as they're about to take their turn, and we're about to go to break, the zombie, vengeful visage of the Stasseldat shows back up. That's right. That's one of the 2 Ubermensch that I have been paid by the chat to bring back. It followed you over here. It's going to enter the fray when we come back from the ads. See you soon, everybody. Go get a drink. Take care of yourselves. Hey, everybody, and welcome back. Where nothing bad is happening and nobody needs to be worried about anything. Everything is going to be fine, and our heroes most definitely are not going to die. I am your Fang Commander, Danny Mendoza, Danny R. Mendoza, everywhere on the internet, and I am here to ask you to donate money here on the Old Ways to Trans Lifeline. Happy Pride, everybody. This is our Pride live stream playing Eat the Reich by Rowan, Rook, and Deckard. And we want you to, if you can afford to and you feel comfortable doing this, donate to Trans Lifeline for the great work that they do for the trans community. It is really important. You can hit the Tiltify link that is available to you wherever you're watching this, and donate money in ways that are going to influence the game, ways that can help me as the adversaries that these fine folks fight, and ways that can help them as they murder Nazis. And who doesn't want to help people murder Nazis? Come on, let's go. Especially when they are Nazi occultists who are currently beating up on our vampires. Speaking of that, you all paid for a couple of Ubermenschen. One of them just showed up right before the ad break. The zombie version of the Stasseldat that they just fought showed up just in time for me to be able to take a turn. And instead of taking a turn as the units that were already there, which, to remind everybody, include an armored infantry squad, which is on its last legs, and a police patrol that is using flamethrowers to burn art in the Museum of Degenerate Art, those flamethrowers are now going to be turned on all of you. So the Stasseldat's not going to take this turn. Maybe it'll take the next one. All right, only one of them hit there, and it is going to hit. Well, who wants to go next? All right, it's going to hit Jane. So, Jane, I would love for you to be able to roll me 1d6, please.
One, I didn't realize I was muted.
Yeah, no worries. So with that 1d6, you take the first injury under the 1 to 2 section. Read it out loud for me, please.
Torn scarf.
Okay, so describe how these flamethrowers tear your scarf.
So basically I see them turning to aim the fire at me, and as a vampire that is against my religion, in fact. So I move, and as it turns, the flame like gouts like by my head, and it catches like the edge of the scarf, and I have to like call it off to keep it from burning me. And in the ensuing like panic, I shred up the scarf.
I love that. You did want to go next. I will remind you the Stasseldat is there with the same stats as what we did before. So if you want to take it out in one, you're going to need 8 successes to do that because it's got a challenge of 2 with inch-thick armor and it's a threat of 6.
Okay.
I will be so clear. If it is standing at the end of this, it is going to attack somebody. That will be my next turn.
Okay.
There are also 2 objective clocks available in front of you. One is an objective clock of 4 for you to track down a lost masterpiece. And I'll say that's a replicable one. So if multiple people want to do that, you're welcome to do that. And then you can define what the masterpiece is that you find. And there is a quick tour of getting through this that is a clock of 8. What would you like to do?
I am gonna go for the stats.
Yeah. Love it.
So basically, as you know, the gout of fire goes by me, it's like a lot of light and a lot of shadow. I want to dip into the shadow that it makes, and I want to sneak basically behind the Ubermensch, and I want to use my 20 hidden stilettos. And I will use all 3 boxes on that. And it has +2 for element of surprise. So that is 3
Remember
sneak.
remember the 3 boxes gives you 4 dice because the last box gives you 2.
Okay, 3 sneak, 4 for the stilettos, and 2 for element of surprise, which gives me 9 dice total.
Love it.
Oh, that's gross. Okay. 4 6s.
Yes.
3 4s. 2
All
1s.
right. So the
so
4, are you going to use any 6s on a special?
Yes. I would like to use a 6 to reduce the objective of getting us out of here down by 2.
Okay, perfect. Done. So that is down to 6 now. And now you have your other 3 criticals are 6 successes, plus you have 3 regular successes, if I heard you correctly. So you have 9 of them. If you want to take out the Stasseldat in one before it has a chance to make a move here, you're going to need to spend 8 of those, and then you'll have 1 left over.
Okay, I will
And
happily
I will
spend 8 of
remind you, it
those.
does still have blood. So if you want to drink its blood
Oh,
with
yeah.
that 1 left, you can take 1 blood and an advance because it is still an Ubermensch.
Yeah, so what you basically see is as I dip into the shadows, you see me come up behind the God, I'm not gonna say that right. The Ubermensch.
Stasseldat.
Stasseldat. Thank you.
I
Dat
got
like
you.
soldier. Stasseldat, like soldat, soldier. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Finally attached. You see her basically start climbing up this thing with the 20 hidden stilettos. She like pulls one out, stabs in it, and pulls one out, and stabs in it, and climbs up. So she gets at his neck, and from behind him just wrenches his head back. Gotcha, big bitch! Straight into his neck.
I love that. It does, and I apologize for this, tastes like bleach, pine tar, and petrol. But you are able to take 1 blood for it, and you are able to you are able to get an advance. So please go ahead and take an advance. You're able to share what that advance is whenever you'd like. Let me not make this
I feel
so
like
big
the
here.
reason it's 1 blood is I take like this huge swim.
Yes. I think honestly, super fair. All right, so that is going to be my turn now. Back to me, and I am going to have the flamethrowers are going to go after y'all again because that is what makes sense in this situation. I'm going to tell you all that there is another Ubermensch hanging over your head that I owe the chat. So sometime this round, possibly if not during this round, by the end of this round, I'm gonna bring that Ubermensch into things. So okay, that is 3 that I just got in the way of successes, and I am so sorry for this, Neon. but you are going to go down. So I need you to roll a d6, please.
Okay. Lucky star. 3.
Okay. So the 3 or 4, that one, you're going to fill both boxes. Can you read them both out loud, please?
I got singed blouse and shot to the face, which is -2 to con, but +2 to terrify.
Okay, so you have both of those injuries and you're down. I'm going to put a clock of 3 on that because I already did a clock of 4 and a clock of 2, and I like the variety. Courtney, you know me very well. No, I'm not sorry, not in the least. That was me, Danny, being like, hey, I like all of you. I want you to know that. But am I sorry that this happened? No, it's good for the story. You have narrative control, though, over how you interpret those injuries and go down now, as an objective clock of 3 now emerges onto the field for all of you to be able to engage with if you want to bring your friend back up. Take it away, Neon.
So I feel like in like that moment of like absolute disgust, I missed the firebugs just aiming on me. So the first scout comes up and I managed to dip out of the way, and that's how I get the singed blouse. But I managed to swing into full blast on the other one and just screech and drop as like I'm like smoldering on the ground.
And to make the objective clock feel a little bit more realistic for you all, fully on fire. You mentioned you're smoldering. You're correct. Your body is on fire. So you might
and my
want to
glasses
do
dramatically
something.
fly off my face.
I love it. That's beautiful. And you know what? I will say, if you go after that objective clock quick enough, friends, I'll let you even save the glasses. You know? That is how generous I am as a Fang commander. Happy Pride, everybody. Who would like to go next? Go for it.
All right. So,
Go.
okay. Basically, what everybody sees is Irina basically looks hotter because her shirt is still torn, but her chest has now healed up. So now it's just like cleavage. And she is using her bats to help give her basically steps to get to a higher vantage point where she'll pull out her hunting rifle and get into a sniper position to go after let's see, this group of cops. And she is going to also make sure she keeps an eye on Jane while she's doing this. I'm going to use my 2 extra dice. I'm going to use shoot, which is 3 dice. I'm using my hunting rifle. I'm going to use 3 boxes off of that for an extra 3 dice. And then I also have an elevated position for another one there.
Love it. So
for
that
9.
10?
I think it's 9.
Maybe it's 9. All right, 9d6.
Okay.
Not 96, and I will remind you that you can put these toward anything, right? So
Yeah.
you could put it toward taking down the police, but you could also put it down toward Jane's clock. You could put it toward the other clocks, whatever you want.
Ooh, okay. Do not fantastic here. I got 1 6 and 1 5 and 1 4. So 1 critical and 2 successes.
That's pretty good. Do you want to use a special, or do you want to count that critical as 2 successes and then have 4 successes overall that you can use? I'll remind you, Jane needs 3 to get back up. You have a clock in front of you that I believe is still at 8, down to 7. I think it went down to 7 for the objectives. Or no, to 6, because somebody put 2 down there, so it's down to 6. Or there's also a secondary of trying to track down something a lost masterpiece that costs 4.
So I'm gonna use my special here because I know this Ubermensch is about to come out of the sky, and this would be helpful. I'm gonna use my special to spend 1 blood for my next roll to inflict 4 damage on an Ubermensch. So I'll set that, and that was one of my advances. And then the other 2 successes I'm gonna use for the objective on Jane. So then she's just down to 1.
Just down to 1. Perfect. Just describe to me very briefly what you do to be able to help Jane, get closer to full, like to coming back up in this moment.
So being up there on the high vantage point, she has a good aerial view. She'll notice that inside of this place of debauchery and art, there is this one piece of it's like a lamp, and basically it's kind of like a balloon. It's meant to look like a uvula hanging from the ceiling, and there's a light source on the inside part of it, and then water on the rest of it to make this kind of like odd wavery pattern in the room. And she shoots that, which drops a bunch of water onto Jane. She's still in pain, but she's not on fire anymore. So
Love it.
there's
That's
that.
awesome.
Um,
Yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh, and then her loading up for this Ubermensch is just her putting in special crazy bullets into the hunting rifle.
So, it's my turn now. And apropos of nothing, I'd like to mention that a place you haven't been able to visit yet is the amusement park at a very different part of Sector 2. It's a Nazi-built amusement arcade and illuminations, popular with young soldiers looking to take girls on a cheap date. The crowning glory of the park is Europe's third largest Ferris wheel, but a wide variety of carousels, carnival games, and lit-up displays provide plenty to do otherwise. In the rush to flee the vampire assault, the civilians staffing this park fled without shutting down the machinery, so many of the lights and attractions have been left running, and something deep in your guts makes you think about that in this moment. You could swear you hear the sounds, smell the smells of this amusement park, even though you are quite far away from it. As from the sky, as promised, lands our next Ubermensch that you would normally encounter over there. But because of chat, the magic of Tiltify, and people's generous donations, you are meeting here. I would like to introduce all of you to the Rust Witch. Rust Witch, just Rust Witch, she had her true name removed by a team of surgical occultists, uses golden technology harvested from Atlantean satellite ruins to manipulate the forces of chance and decay. Of all the Ubermenschen in Paris, she is the most difficult to control and has a penchant for wild chaos. Raw entropic power harvested from catastrophes runs through her blood. Machines malfunction, metal rusts, supports snap, and failsafes fall in her presence. When she focuses her attention, the results can be catastrophic. And I want to let you know there is an Ubermensch that is with Hitler when you get to that. This Ubermensch is harder. So thanks, chat, and congratulations. As she arrives, she is going to come up to you, Arena, because just you just tried to bring your friend back up, and she doesn't like that. She wants all of you to go down. That's the wrong direction to be taking things in. Now, I haven't told you what the threat level is for this Ubermensch or their attack intensity. You hear that, Green? You hear all that? Does that sound like it's just a couple of D6s I'm rolling? How's it feel right now?
Why are you asking me these questions that you know the answer to?
Chat, if you want more Ubermensch like this, for the low price of $30, I can make there be 2, 3, 4, 5 rust witches if you want. Just $30 a pop. You can add more rust witches to this. On the other hand, if you want our vampire commandos here to have a good time killing them and then Hitler, maybe you could spend the money on giving them some goodies so that they can survive these, blow through them quickly, and go take down Hitler's Zeppelin.
Please, I'm too pretty to be bullied like this, guys.
I am so sorry. Half of these I'm discarding. That's the good news. The bad news is I have 5 successes. So roll me a d6, please.
Yeah, I guess. I got a 5.
So the 5, 6, I need you to read me both off. You're going to mark both and go down, please.
I got a shoulder injury and my arm has been removed. And that means I may only use 1 item per turn.
Okay. You have both those injuries and you go down. Would you like to describe how that happens at the level of the narrative as she comes in, looks you in the eye, and this happens to you at the flick of a wrist?
I imagine this rust witch has very long metal nails that are like
Yeah.
claws at the end of her hand, and she can basically slice things at a distance. So all she has to do is do a slight twitch of her fingers, and suddenly Irina's arm is completely cleaned off.
Love that.
Mhm.
Yes, you lose consciousness to that. I'm gonna put a clock of 3 on you, like the clock of 3 that was on Jane. Jane's is down to 1. So now you're both downed, and I need to let you all know that the Rust Witch brings with her an aura of misfortune. Players discard rolls of 1 to 4 rather than 1 to 3 when engaged with the Rust Witch. So you're only going to succeed on a 5 or a 6 instead of a 4, 5, and a 6. Happy Pride, everybody. I want you to remember this was the chat. The chat did this to you, and the chat can undo it by giving you more goodies. Or they can make it worse by bringing in more goodies to use against you. It's entirely up to the chat. I am but a humble facilitator here on behalf of the people. The people are in charge. So the people can speak through Tiltify. Um, that was my turn. I want to just describe to you all that carrion birds spiral around above you. A completely useless tank, you now notice, has been abandoned by its crew on the edge of this area. And a fighter plane passes over it and tumbles toward the ground. So now there is a tank off to the outer edge of here that seems to be abandoned. There is a fighter plane going down that you could potentially make your way to. And there's these carrion birds spiraling around, hungry for a meal. Wonder what kind of meal they're gonna have. Who would like to go next?
Go. I want to go. So I have a lot that I need to do.
Love it.
Is marked for death. I spend a blood, and then I can ignore the challenge against a threat, which I'm gonna use on the Rust Witch. I'm also going to spend another blood to shadow step behind her with the intention of using my knife to slit her throat. Um,
Love it.
because you know what, she's causing too much trouble, and I don't have the energy or time for this right now because I have more important things to be doing. So she needs to suffer for what she has done.
Perfect. And we're getting close to the end of the first round. So it's going to be you and then Morgan, I think you're left. And then we're at the end of the first round. Want to remind everybody that Jane is down at 1. Nicole, you already went, right, in this round? Am I wrong about that?
Rust Witch.
Sorry?
Did I go already?
It's not a new round. I brought her in
It's
in the
not a
middle
new
of it.
round. Okay, gotcha.
It's not, yeah. It's just we're still in the first round of this place. So you'll be able to go at the top of the next round. We're almost there, but it's Layla, then it's our gun nun. Want to remind everybody, Jane is 1 away from being back up again. Irina is 3 away from being back up again. And you might want to have everybody up again at the top of the next round. But it's up to you. Layla, how many are you rolling in total?
10 dice.
Yeah,
Nice.
10d6. Let's go.
Okay. So I discard 1 through 4, yes?
You discard 1 to 4. Yep.
Okay, so I have three regular successes and 3 critical successes. So I have 9 things to work with here.
Yeah, you do. Are you going to use any of those crits for a special, or are you going to take a raw 9 successes?
I sure am, because I have one of my abilities, the special is assassination, which reduces her threat by 3.
Yeah, it does. All right, so her threat is down by 3, and because it's Pride and I'm feeling generous, I'm gonna let y'all know does not have a challenge like on it, so you don't have to be going through that every time you attack, and has a threat of 10, so it's down to 7 now on the clock for her, just off of the use of that special. So that leaves you with, you said you had 3. Tell me again, how many successes do you have left?
I have 8 successes left after that.
Beautiful. Okay.
So with my 8 successes, can I finish her in one go?
Yeah, there's another
Since I
7. You'll
brought
have
her
one
down
left
to
over. Yeah, you'll have one
cool.
left over.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take her down, and then I'm gonna use my last one to get Jane back up.
I love that. Please describe it at the level of the narrative, how you completely decimate this Ubermensch in one move and resurrect your friend.
So what I do is I take my favorite dagger and I slice just like across the top of my arm so that way I can get it just a little bit bloody. And what that does is it makes me just mad enough so that way I just get as far behind her as I can real fast, and I just climb up on top of her, wrap my arm around her chest and the other one across her neck, and take her and just slice her wide open. And then as she falls to the ground, I go and I offer the knife to Jane just briefly and say, grab this so that we can kick ass.
Jane, what do you say?
I personally am like, hell yeah, brother. But Jane will kind of like hand comes up and grabs the knife and just goes, we gotta get these bastards, and just pulls them.
So above table, again, because this is Pride, and I want to give myself the gift of everybody at least knowing that this exists, and you all the gift of understanding that if anybody pays for another Ubermensch, all of the additional paid Ubermensches for the rest of the night are going to be Rust Witches. And this will apply alongside the 1 to 4 being a failure instead of a 1 to 3, which, by the way, is gone now that the Rust Witch is gone. So you are back to just regular 1 to 3 as a failure, 4 to 6 as a success. If you had had her still up at the end of this round, there's a Rust curse in place. At the end of each round, after every player character has acted, choose a player character. I get to pick, just randomly. Who'd have thunk? One piece of their equipment chosen at random rusts or otherwise degrades into uselessness. So, good thing that she wasn't up at the end of this round, right? It is my turn, and those flamethrowers are going for you, Layla, because really, how could anything else be happening right now? So that is just one success. Roll me 1d6, please.
One,
Okay, so the first injury on your 1 to 2 track, what is it?
the first injury is faltering shadows. It does not have a description.
That is up to you. You get to determine what faltering shadows is. So describe what happens with regard to faltering shadows as you take this injury.
So basically what it means is that like as I walk, there is almost a lag in my actual own shadow. It falters behind me as I move around because I can't I can't do as well right now.
Deeply disconcerting. That does bring us at the end of this round to Julia the Gun Nun. I will remind you that Irina is down with a clock of 3 on bringing Irina back up. You have a clock of 6 left to get out of this place. And if you want to try to recover some sort of entirely narrative, has no mechanical benefit, masterpiece of your own definition. It can be whatever you consider to be a masterpiece. You get to make up what it is. That is a clock of 4 per each one that you get. So what would you like to do?
So there's some baddies still up, right? There is some flamethrower.
Yeah, the
baddies.
flamethrower ones have a threat of 4 on them right now.
Okay.
And there is an armored infantry squad of that has only one left right now as a challenge of one on it. But I will remind you above table as a matter of mechanics that if you take that one out, I'm going to roll 1d6 for the reinforcements on it. And I will let you know that the folks with the flamethrowers are also a reinforceable unit, and we're
Okay.
about to hit another. We're about to hit the end of a round, so I will bring reinforcements. So essentially, anything that you put into taking them out
Mhm.
will be at least partially negated by reinforcements, whereas the other clocks that you have to work with will not replenish. You will just be able to make progress on them.
So here's what I would like to do. I
Yeah.
would like to go take over that tank that's sitting just over there. And if I might take some narrative control, or you can tell me to get the hell out,
Okay.
I want that tank to be a tank that does well. So can you explain to me where are the flamethrower folks sitting? Are they up on a ledge? Are they on the
No, no,
ground?
no. They were in the middle of this in the
Okay.
middle of this place burning a pile of art.
It's
They
really
had the
nice of them.
flamethrowers. It was a big book burning kind of thing, but it's all
Oh,
different kinds of art, and they were using the flamethrowers for that before they started using them on you.
man, I really want one of those flamethrowers too. But first, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go jump in that tank. And that tank is going to actually instead of shooting like you know, guns or whatever the hell they, shells and stuff like that, it's gonna shoot fire because I feel like that tank should do that. And so
I love it.
I'm gonna run over to the tank. I'm gonna jump on in
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to take out all the info, because I just wanna let them know who's boss. So, maybe set some on fire, have them running, scare them a little bit to get the hell out of here. Maybe
Yeah, I think
even
that works.
but I'd like to also drive the tank through a wall so we can get the hell out of here too. Alright.
1,000%. I think all those things work well together in tandem. And I do need to mention, hey, chat, thank you so much for the additional donation. We got $25 more donated. We're very, very close to our goal, everybody. Thank you for making that happen. We love you. We're really grateful for you. You know what those $25 are for, friends? Each of you get an additional die. So, Morgan, you're going to be able to add a die to your roll here, and everybody gets to add a die on their next roll. What are you going to do? What's your total dice pool that you're pulling together for us now?
Well, unfortunately, I can't add a die because I had a negative die, so it just zeroes it out. So thank you.
So the
Happy
handicap of that is
Pride.
gone, though, like mathematically, right? Like it
Yeah, yeah,
evened out into, yeah.
yeah.
That's perfect. Okay.
So happy Pride. Thank you for donating and helping me
Happy
out.
Pride. Yeah.
So for this, I guess I don't get to add anything, so I would only be able to use shoot, right?
You'd be able to use shoot, but you're getting the tank.
Mhm. Does the tank have any
Uh,
like
you know what? I'm gonna let you do two things in a row right now, and I'm gonna call it the one turn.
okay,
Um, Or you know what? No, I'm going to make it even more efficient. You're going to be
okay.
doing the two things together. So I'm going to let you, this is a full home rule, everybody. This is not rules as written, but it's fun. And I think the fine folks at Rowan, Rook, and Deckard would approve. If you're watching Rowan, Rook, and Deckard and you do approve or you don't approve, let us know. I'm going to let you add in two stats here. You are
Awesome.
going to have your shoot and your search because you got to
Okay.
go to where it is, find it, set up how it is. You know what? Happy Pride. I'm going to let you do three things: search, shoot, and fix. I'm going to throw fix in there also just to
I
get
love
it
it.
working the way you want it to work. So, what's your fix? What's your search? And what's your shoot?
My fix is 2, my search is sucks at 1, and then my shoot is 4. So
So,
that
that's
gives
7d6
mm,
already
yeah,
that you have there. You're evened out on the extra die, getting rid of the negative die. So, I think that's it for 7d6. It doesn't sound like you have anything else you can use. Is that right?
I do have an advance, but I wanna wait for Hitler for that one. Alright.
Okay.
So
Go for it.
alright, I'm big money, big money. Alright. And the one it's not 1, 2, 3, 4 anymore, it's
It's just one, two,
1,
three.
2,
It's
3.
it's regular rules. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. Doesn't do everything I want, but I got 3 regular successes and a critical and a 6.
Okay. Perfect.
So I definitely want to use 3 of my successes to bring is it who needs to come up?
Arena.
Arena still
Arena.
needs to come up. So I want to use that to bring Arena up fully.
Okay. Perfect.
Um So we'll do that. I'll jump out of the tank and do that in a minute, Arena. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I got you. And then my critical, I would like to use it to. I gotta bring up my handy dandy OneNote.
Yeah.
I would like to use it to mow down
Mhm.
two of the. Well, I really
Or
want to
you could
help.
bring the clock down by 2.
Yeah, I'd rather
Could do
bring.
that.
I think the clack down is probably better. So let's do
Okay.
that.
So the
So
clock is down to 4 from 8. So you're halfway there and getting out of here. At the level of narrative, go ahead and describe how you use the tank to do that, and then how you jump out and revive Arena.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, as I'm driving the tank forward, I press the no, I don't know what the hell the I don't know any of these buttons in the tank. So I there's a big red one here that says don't push, but I'm gonna push it. And I push it and I'm like, ha 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 ha, take that. And it like sprays fire everywhere. And hopefully they all go running like, oh my gosh, as
Yeah.
dirty Nazis. And
Mhm.
yeah, and after that, I just let the tank run right, keep on going as as I jump out of it. I do a tuck and
Yeah.
roll superhero landing, and I run over and I grab one of so I don't have to give Arena my blood, but I can grab one of the guys that
Yeah.
somebody already took down, and I shove it again into Arena. We got to stop meaning like this, and shove it down in their face.
I love that. That is fantastic. I will say you got the tank, Julia, and you're a gun nun. It would be so silly, especially on this, our day of celebrating Pride, if I didn't let you add that to your sheet
Oh, I'm
with the
totally
flamethrower attachment. So
yes.
this is what's going to happen with the creativity of everything that you dove into there. I really want to celebrate that. You're going to have 8 boxes on that tank. And there's going to be 2 no, 3 more D6 you can add when you set something on fire with it with the flamethrower attachment. So please write down that you have the flaming tank, right? And that is going to have as many boxes as I just said. The pluses, you just put the 3 pluses, setting things on fire is the conditional. And then be ready to use that. And as a reminder, you can use all of the boxes at once if you want. And the last box will always be 2 dice instead of 1 for using it up. So you could use it for a big old boom on its own. And if you're setting something on fire while you're doing that, you get to add the 3 more D6.
Oh, in
That's
that
the end of
case,
this round. Yeah,
I'm
go ahead.
running back to grab the tank because it was rolling through. Like, come back! I'm going
Yeah,
to get
you
it.
could take it with you. It's in
Oh,
good
it's
enough
coming
shape
with.
with what you just did. Yeah, you could ride right over to the Eiffel Tower with it once you all get out of here. We are at the end of the first round. The reinforceables are going to get reinforcements since they're not down to 0. I'm not rolling 1d6. There's just 1 more unit of each kind that comes in. So now there's 2 in the armored vehicle, and there are 5 with the flamethrowers instead of 4. I'm going to let them go first at the top of the round, and then it is going to be player turn. And they fully whiff it. So they're so scared of everything that just happened. They just go wild with their flames. And it honestly just looks kind of cool up in the air. The fire does. Not them. They look like dorks because they're a bunch of fucking Nazis. But the fire looks pretty cool and lights you up and makes you a little warm and cozy. And now it is player turn. Who would like to go first?
So
I'll go. Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh,
No, you
well,
got it.
it's yeah. Matt, I heard Matt first.
yeah, okay. So I'm going to, if I can do a couple things here,
Yeah.
use a smoke grenade to cover my advance so I can shoot on them as I'm moving my way out of this museum.
Love it.
So that's essentially what I'm doing. So um, that'll be, so since I'm doing a couple things here, would that be both sneak and shoot since I'm covering my advance?
Yeah, sneak and shoot.
Okay.
I will fully allow that. Thank you.
Okay. And then I get 1 for the smoke grenade, 1 for covering my advance. I'm using my Lee Enfield for the shooting part, getting into close quarters. I think that's everything. Oh, and I've got a bonus die as well, so I'm going to use that
Love that.
in chat.
Beautiful. So what is the
That's-
total? What is the
I'm
total pool?
Trying to count 2,
Cool.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
Love it. 12d6. Let's go.
Okay, let's remove the 1s, 2s, and 3s. That's 2 6s, a
Okay.
5, no, 2 5s and 2 4s.
Beautiful. So 2 5s, 2 4s. That's 4, 2 6s. If you count them as raw, that is going to be 8 successes.
Mhm.
Are you going to spend any of those criticals as a special instead of using it as raw successes?
Let's see. I'm not using an explosive, so no.
Okay, so as a reminder, the main objective was down to 4. Your friends are all up right now, and
Mhm.
you could theoretically recover something priceless, a masterpiece that I will let you decide what it is, for another 4. So you could do some damage to some of these folks if you want, but they are reinforceable, right? So they're not permanently gone. You don't need to kill them to get out of here. With the 8 successes you just got, all of you can book it out of here, and you can at least recover 1 masterpiece. Would you like to do that?
Let's do that. That sounds fun.
I love it. You get to define what that is. If you know what you want the masterpiece is now, you can tell me. If not, whenever you know, go ahead and let us know.
I'll think on it.
All right,
While
perfect.
we're running through, I'll reach out
So
and grab
running
something at some point.
through, and you're right next to Sector 1. You picked a really good spot on the map to be able to get from Sector 2 to Sector 1 very easily, because the exhibit of degenerate art is right there. So Sector 1 does have the Nazi pleasure gardens and the ammunition and vehicle depot, which can be useful to grab stuff from potentially, or you can go right to the Eiffel Tower that you need to climb up to get to the Führer's Zeppelin. What would you like to
Go
do?
right to Hitler.
Yeah, everybody ready to go for
Yeah,
Hitler?
we're gonna take down Hitler.
Yeah, let's go fuck Hitler up. All right. So we are gonna get to the Eiffel Tower. Built to celebrate the 1889 Paris World Fair, the Eiffel Tower remains one of the most enduring symbols of Paris and France in general. Upon the Nazi conquest of the city, the structure was retrofitted with the latest in German technology. Elevators rocket up the structure, dazzling electric lights blaze out into the night air, and a rudimentary communications aerial has been supplanted by high bandwidth broadcast technology. Also, there's a Zeppelin attached to the top of it containing Adolf Hitler, a cadre of Nazi vampire hunters, and the world's first Nazi werewolf. So, your objective is going to be to ascend the Eiffel Tower. That is a challenge rating of 1 on top of a clock of 8. So, quickest way to get through there is going to be if you can pull out 9 successes at once, you get right up. And what you're dealing with as you're trying to get up to the Zeppelin is an armored infantry squad that was waiting for you and a paratrooper squad that is landing atop you. So armored infantry squad, paratrooper squad, what would you like to do? And I'm gonna let y'all go first because happy Pride, everybody. We're at the top of the first round. And the chat hasn't been giving me any more gifts. So I don't have any additional Uber mention to add. But for the low price of $30, if you want to have another Uber mensch enter this on top of whatever's designed, I can make that happen, chat. You want to see a bit of Rust Witch?
Stop it, Danny.
Stop it. I'll just say I'm waiting for my roll because I still haven't used that whole special of inflict 4 damage to an Ubermensch, so I'm kind of holding that for when it will truly count.
That's super fair. I
that's where
will
I'm at.
also say you can do other things that are not attacks, right? So you could have other kinds of rolls that can help you get through the objective, right?
Okay.
And I will say on top of that you are able to work on healing stuff. So like getting blood is not doing damage, so that won't hurt you in terms of what you're talking about. As long as you're not flavoring it as an attack, like a damage dealing attack, something that brings the threat down, I will say that what you already invested in will carry over until the next time you deal damage. So please know you can still take actions, right, while you're waiting for an Ubermensch to show up.
Yeah.
And anybody can pick up the blood that anybody who's injured needs and then give it to that person. And then for the low cost of 3 blood each, you can get rid of your injuries, anybody who has any. But there are people who are going to be hitting you. So also keep that in mind. I'm going to be attacking y'all after whoever goes first here. Who would like to go first?
I got an idea.
All right.
So Jane, after having come out of the scuffle, face burned and terrifying, will reach into her coat, pull out another pair of sunglasses.
Yeah.
And first, I have a question because I have a piece of equipment called blood red lipstick, and it gives me 2 blood. Can I do that first and
You
then
100%
use the
can.
blood?
Yeah,
Sick.
for sure.
Pulls out like a makeup compact, twists up the lipstick, reapplies. Gotta look fresh for the combat. Can't fight evil if you ain't cute.
Everybody knows that. That's, especially during Pride.
And I'm going to spend a blood and show off the advancement I got from taking out that soldat. So I have efficient takedown, which is when I spend blood for any reason, choose one ally, they gain 1 blood. And I'm going to give that blood to Arena. Because we want you to take that Ubermensch when it comes up. But the thing I am doing is popping Shadow Self. And I'm basically going to pitch because I have an etched revolver. What Jane does is she takes out the revolver and starts doing like gun tricks with it to attract the attention of the soldiers, and her shadow splits off and starts raising its own like shadow revolver and starts targeting the paratroopers, let's say.
Perfect. Copy that. Paratroopers are up first. Ooh, yeah.
So I because I want to do this attack with the shadow self. It's a plus silent takedown.
Okay, yeah, works.
So that's
absolutely.
an extra die. Can I pitch sneak and shoot because I'm using the shadow to do this instead of my actual gun?
100%. Yeah. I fully buy that. Yeah.
Okay.
Go for that.
Okay, sneak is 3, shoot is 3. I would like to get up this tower as fast as possible, so I'm going to use the last 4 boxes on my etched revolver, so that gives me 5 more dice, and I get the extra one from Silent Takedown, which is...
And did you add the extra one from chat?
Oh no, I did not. Yeah, let's see what we get.
Chat.
Thank you, chat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. My dad's
13d6. Let's go.
Oh, great googly moogly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 6s.
Okay, so that if you don't spend any on specials, that would be 10 raw successes on their own. Were there
2
any
4s.
other successes? Okay, so that goes to 12.
Wait, I missed the 6. That's
so that goes to 14. Yeah.
So 1 5 2 6s. No, 1 5 2 4s, 1 2 3 4 5 6 6s, and the rest are 3s.
So 15. So that's 15 successes. Are you going to spend any of those criticals on a special?
Yes. Lead by example. I'm going to reduce the objective of getting up the tower by 2, and the next character that successfully reduces that rating can add a bonus die to their roll and gains a blood. So, okay. So we're gonna take that one off. So that's still 2, 4, 6, 8,
13.
10.
It'll be 13 successes.
13 successes.
Yeah.
So
to remind you, because I know I said a lot of stuff, you can get up just by spending 9 of those. You're automatically up, and then you have 3 left over to do whatever you want with. And if you take 3 blood, for example, you could use those 3 blood if you have an injury to heal an injury. You could give that 3 blood to somebody else to heal an injury. You can do whatever you want with any of that. That's just one way to split it, but to give you a sense of how to quickly zip through everything.
Duh, I have an idea if the ladies of the group would accept this.
Cool.
I am the Fang High Command here out in the field. It's my job to make sure the mission gets done. I'm basically going to spend the rest of my successes to get y'all up the tower because we need to take out Shitler. So the flavor for that is me just shadow firing and then actually real firing my revolver to buy you time to get up the Alpha Tower.
All right, perfect. I really like that. Everybody feels good about that.
But can I drive the tank up the tower?
I'm fully going to allow you through the
Yes.
power of pride and love and friendship and magic and chat's generosity to have it at the top of the tower. You just go to do it and you find that there's a mag system on the bottom of it and you're just able to drive up the side of it to the Zeppelin and sit outside of the Zeppelin with the tank.
Yes. So I'm like, get in, bitches. We're going to kill Schiller. And after Jane's done shooting all the things.
Hey, and thank you, chat. $20 donation, 2 dice for Morgan, 2 dice for Allie. So you're going to be able to use that on your next turns. Thank you so much, chat. We are doing so well raising money for a great cause. Let's keep it going all the way to the well-deserved death of Shitler that I can see already on the horizon. You all are out of the combat with the people who are down at the bottom there because now, thanks to the actions of Jane right here, you made it all the way up to the top of the Eiffel Tower and to the Führer's Zeppelin. In a word, sumptuous. In another word, airborne. This repurposed dirigible has been outfitted with marble, silk, gold, and mahogany. Grand staircases lead to mezzanine levels loaded with Hitler's own paintings, all of them without artistic merit, and treasures plundered from throughout Europe, Northern Africa, Tibet, and Nepal. The crucial element of the Zeppelin and where the vampires will meet Hitler is the broadcast suite located toward the front of the vehicle. Here I will tell you that the objective is reach Hitler's broadcast suite. It has a challenge of 1 and it has an objective rating of 6. You are facing immediately here a Vampirjäger cadre. So you are going to be all the way in on that fight right off the rip. If you want to get through the broadcast suite in one go, you need 7 successes. If you want to take out that vampire cadre, which I will tell you again, does not reinforce, that is going to take 8 successes. Who would like to do what?
Could I go first real quick?
Yes, but there is not an Ubermensch yet.
Not
just
him.
so you know.
Okay, I thought that vampire cowboy. Never. I will
No,
wait.
no.
I am waiting.
Yeah. Who would like to go?
All right. So what do we got in front of us? Like, we got things. We got to get to the
You
broadcast
have
room.
8 vampire hunters, and you got to get through them to the broadcast room. You could ignore them, and
Yeah.
with the low cost of 7 successes, get to the broadcast suite in one fell swoop. If you want to kill them all, it's going to take 8 successes. If you want to do both, it takes 15 successes. It could take more than that if you don't get to the suite in one go, because it has a challenge rating of 1. So every time a different person goes toward it, they have to get through that challenge rating of 1 first, and then apply successes past that.
All right. So I would like to, if I could be so inclined to do a couple things here, I would like to use my advancement of Key of Solomon, which includes spending 1 blood to summon demons from the depths of hell. It doesn't tell me how many demons. Oh,
I'm
go
so
ahead.
sorry to interrupt, but we do have to go to an ad break. So let's
Never mind.
cue that up. Be ready to come back in. We're going to go to an ad break. And then as soon as that is done, we are going to dig right into your attack. So how's that for a cliffhanger, chat? You want to see what's going to be done? Come back in a little bit. Get a drink, get a snack, hug your loved ones, hate on Nazis, because we should all be doing that, especially in this, our month of Pride. And we'll see you soon. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the tail end of our game of Eat the Reich by Rowan, Rook, and Decker here at the Old Ways, raising money for Trans Lifeline in celebration of Pride. Happy Pride, everybody. Really glad to have you here. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for all the donations, those of you who've been able to donate. Those who haven't, we love you. We're grateful that you're here. We're not done raising money yet. So if you feel comfortable doing so, we would love it if you could amplify the fact that we're doing this this stream, get people to come join us, hang out with you and us in the chat, and donate. Amplify the Tiltify anywhere that you can, so that people, whether they're able to watch this or not, are able to donate to a good cause in ways that influence the game. It's not too late, everybody. It is not too late to give me more money to bring in a Rust Witch, or 2, or 5, or 20. It's $30. $30 for a Rust Witch. It's the most bang for your buck you're going to get all night, right? So like just think about it. Now, if you want to donate to help the players, I suppose you could do that also. Give them more dice for big dice pools as they go to kill Hitler. Give them access to other fun stuff. Give me other fun stuff that I could put up for them to fight, so it's more dramatic. Whatever you want, right? But in all cases, if you're able to, please go ahead and donate to Trans Lifeline. They do incredible work for the trans community that absolutely needs and deserves all of our love and support. And with that, I believe we left off with our gun nun planning a way of getting through to Hitler's private bunker area, the broadcast suite. What would you like to do to try to get there as you're fighting your way through a Vampirjäger cadre?
Well, I, really appreciate you asking. And I know we were talking about these sweet, sweet rust witches that you want people to donate that small $30 fee to help with the charity. But $5 also goes a long way to donate to give dice to my friends. So you could donate $30 to in that $5 bucket and give lots of people dice. So you gotta think about that, bigger bang for our buck. Either way. So here I am. I'm in my tank still because as you do. And I am going to use Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I gotta go back. See, I forgot what I was already doing because we went on a break. Here we are. I was gonna use my if you so allow me to do a couple things. I want to use my Key of Solomon, which costs 1 blood. It summons demons from the depths of hell, with a plus bonus of letting them do the dirty work. So I don't know how many demons I get. It doesn't tell me that.
I think that's up to you.
Wonderful. How many of is it the Nazi hunters that are right there? How many are there?
8.
And do they get reinforcements? I forget.
They don't.
Wonderful. So I'm going to summon 8 demons. So
love that.
And I'm doing it, I really hate doing it because that's not who I am, but it is. I guess I've switched sides. So I do my thing. I got the Key of Solomon. I pull it out of my pocket because I'm wearing pants. And so pull it out. It's a big shiny key, and I lick all over it because I don't, whatever. It doesn't tell me. I'm just doing it. And so you hear this great rumbling from below on the ground, and shooting through the concrete and the dirt and everything else. I've never been to the Eiffel Tower, but I'm gonna assume that's there. Will come up these 8 nasty, nasty looking demons. They're fanged, they're red and black, typical, they don't look like, what's his face in Constantine that played Beelzebub. Yeah, not that hot. What is it? The dude from Bush. Gavin Rossdale. There we go. I'm old enough to remember. All right. They don't look like him. They look super nasty. Okay, one looks like him because we just got to go there. So he's Gavin here is leading the troops up to come kill these not Nazi hunters, vampire hunters. They could be Nazi hunters. So I guess, do I have to roll or anything for that, or are they just coming to do it?
What is read the exact wording of it?
It says spend 1 blood, summon demons from the depths of hell, and then there's a plus, let them do the dirty work.
Okay, so that is 1 extra d6 for what you're about to do.
Beautiful.
That's what that plus means.
Okay.
Able to add that.
So I guess, does that mean they would use Brawl then for their stat?
Yeah, they would use Brawl for their stat fully. So you can get in there and be brawling also to try to take these folks out. So it's going to be 1 extra d6 on top of that. You had an extra d6 or 2 of them, actually. I think I remember from the last one. So you could add that there. And you know what? I'm feeling generous, chat. It's Pride. We're getting toward the end game here. I did allow you to have 8 of them. It doesn't feel like you should add just 1 d6.
I feel like 8. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
No.
Fang Commander.
Actually, you took the words right out of my mouth. It's not 1d8, or sorry, 1d6. It's 1d6 per demon. So it is going to be another 8d6 you're going to be introducing there. So what's your total pool with that in mind?
Well, that'll be, if I'm getting 8 from there, and then my brawl is 3 plus my other 2, so 8, 9, 10, 13 dice.
13.
I'll be
13
rolling.
d6. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. You are kind and generous, Fang Commander. Thank you.
Thank you. Wait until the rust switches start raining down. But for now, we're in a friendly place. Yeah.
We'll wait. I have a tank for that. It's fine. 3. Hang on, I gotta count my dice, folks. Let me math it.
Yeah.
9, 11. How many am I getting? 13, I think, right?
13 d6. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Big money. I do have a hatchet in my boot, of course.
Yeah. As you do.
As you do.
As you do.
All right. So I'm glad I rolled 13 of them because holy moly. All right. So I have 3 6s and then 4 other successes.
3 6s and 4 other successes. So first question is, are you going to use any of those criticals for a special?
My only special is to gain 3 blood, and I'm not feeling it.
All right, cool. So you have 6 successes from that, plus you said 4 regular successes. So that is a total of 10 successes. You only needed 8 to fully murder these vampire hunters, the Vampire Jaeger cadre, if you want. And then you have 2 if you're going to fully murder them, which you can do because, again, they're not reinforceable. I mean, you could do it either way, but it's worth doing because they're not reinforceable. You're still going to have 2 left over that you could potentially put toward the challenge. With that said, the challenge is the level of the objective is 6, has a challenge of 1. If you spend 7 of your 10, you can get directly to the broadcast suite and you can still kill 3 of the 8 Vampire Jaeger cadre, or any mix in between. What do you want to do?
I don't know. Group? I'm gonna query. This is like, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I'm gonna phone my friends. So, what do we think? I can kill all 8 of them, or I can kill 3, and we can bust on through to Schindler.
On through.
Yeah,
Let's
let's go.
through.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Fuck it,
All right.
We'll do it.
Go ahead and describe how you make your way through, and then I will describe what you find.
Well, my demon friends and Gavin come up and totally take out 3 of those vampire hunters, and just rip their heads off, basically rip them from limb, and take them straight down to hell. Very kind of them. And so then the rest of my demon pals are gonna break on through that broadcast wall and help me make way with the tank, because the tank's coming too. I mean,
Oh, the tank is fully making its way through. This is such an opulent area. It is far larger than you would imagine a Zeppelin's interior is. And thanks to that opulence, you actually fully, kind of comfortably, can drive the tank through there. It's astonishing. Almost as though it were purpose built for that. You find your way to Hitler's broadcast suite. Now, I'm going to be real clear with y'all. I'm glad you went straight there. That vampire cadre does not cease existing. They are following you. So 5 vampire hunters will follow you into here. Because they are not a reinforceable unit, I'm very comfortable doing that. So that is happening. as an elaborate set has been constructed here, you realize, in the broadcast suite as you enter it, constructed to give the impression of power and superiority. Great banners hang from every wall. An iron and basalt lectern stands atop a staircase, and in direct opposition to Zeppelin operational safety guidelines, a roaring fire pit occupies the center of the chamber. Here, Hitler has been awaiting the arrival of the invaders with anticipation because he has an ace up his sleeve. Thanks to chat, he's got two of them. That werewolf I mentioned. You see, his intention is to broadcast live footage of the slaughter to every receiver in Europe, of which there are few in 1943, but it's enough to make a point. Fang's desperate assault is the Allies' last hope, and to nullify it on camera is to win the war. So the eyes of all of Europe are upon you, and whether you succeed or fail in this moment is a victory in the hearts and minds, the very souls of everyone across Europe who is waiting with rapt attention to see what you do next. Hitler poses no direct threat to you. You can see Hitler in the distance. He's weaker than the average German soldier and hopped up on so many amphetamines he can barely shoot straight, has a little gun in his hand, limply at his side, looks pathetic, sweaty, disgusting. Unfortunately for Fang, and thanks to the latest advances in Nazi occult research, he is protected by a full-blown lycanthrope. You're facing a werehund. Multiple infusions of cursed wolf blood and implanted canine teeth against the spinal column has given the soldier the ability to transform into a half-man, half-hound with impossible strength. Even a vampire should fear the nightmare hand of the werehund. A full moon hanging ominous in the sky, terrible howling heard echoing across the city, mutilated corpses of Nazi soldiers that the vampires you all are not responsible for littered in front of you. You see this werehund, and then you hear a second howl. Thank you, chat. We beat our goal, everybody. There was a $50 donation that brought us over the edge of the end of our goal there and gifted me a mecha werehund. So alongside this fleshy werehund in front of you, you hear a mechanical howl from the distance behind you. And running up from the back is this werehund. And because I am a generous Fang commander to myself as much as anybody else, I'm going to let myself go first with both of them in this battle. So that means I'm going to let them both attack at once. I keep seeing you all get to roll all of these wonderful sets of dice. And I haven't been able to make such a big dice pool so far. Do you hear that? Can you guess how many dice I have in my hand right now? Does that
Two.
sound familiar?
It's just two.
Just two? I
Like
mean, let's
10.
find out. It is. It is fully 10d6. All right. That is, you're not going to believe it. 6. That is going to be 6 successes that I get off of that. So I could take 2 of you down right away and put you on a clock to have to bring those folks back up. I might do that. Chat, do you have an opinion on that? While I mull this, would anybody like to get in the chat and let me know? Do you think I should take 2 of them down? The other thing that I can do is I can give all of you an injury, and I can give one of you a second injury. Do we want to do that instead of that? What do you think? I'm not seeing anybody giving me an answer in there right now, so I'm really tempted to put 2 people down. Nah, it's pride. Everybody roll me 1d6, please. Let me know what you get. 2. Okay. All right, so going in the order that I see here on the
Please,
overlay.
can I note that I already have 3 injuries and be kind?
Well, here's a really important question. We're actually going to start with you then, Green. What did you roll?
I rolled a 4.
Did you already have 2 injuries there or just one?
I don't have any in there, but I have 3 in total. So I just
If you get to all 6 injuries, you die.
yeah.
But you are able to go out in a blaze of glory with your death action that allows you to have 8d6, and I would let you stack things on top of that if it comes to that. But you don't have to die because you could always like not get 2 more injuries or heal your injuries or what have you. Which is you didn't have any in there, so what is the first of the 2 injuries in that section for you?
Its hair is ruined, which we
Okay,
all
so
know how much she hates that.
describe how this attack ruins your hair.
Um, I fear that this Ubermensch goes in and it slices her hair a la Mulan, but realistically, because that would have never given her such a clean bob. So it's this terrible, layered in every single wrong way, choppy bob that's not alternatively aesthetic at all.
Mhm.
It's more like a 2-year-old came at her with scissors.
Mhm. That is a war crime, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
It is added to the list of war crimes that has been committed by these people, which is why they are going to die. All right, we are going to go from you in order that I'm seeing counterclockwise on the overlay. So we're going to go Allie to Scout to Morgan to Mav. So Allie, what is the injury you took for Layla? Oh, you're muted.
Oh, you mean it?
It's my superpower, Danny. So I
Yeah.
rolled 1 a second time. So do I just take the second one in that 1 to 2 box?
You do, and you go down. I'm sorry.
Okay. So the second box is Broken Covenant. I can't gain blood from Nazis.
Okay, you can't gain blood from Nazis, and you go down. I'm gonna be real nice here. I'm just gonna put a clock of 2 to bring you back up. Next up on the overlay is Scout.
Okay, so I feel like I go down, so it's not funny, but it is intensely hilarious because I rolled a 2, which means I can't use my revolver, which I can't use anyway because I used all the shots to get us out the tower. So I'm assuming I take the injury and go down because that's the second one in the 1 to 2 slot.
You do, and I'm gonna be nice again. I'm gonna say that you only need to take 2. It's only going to take a clock of 2, right, to be able to get that objective done and get you back up. Next up is going to be Morgan for Julia.
Yes, I got a 6.
Okay, so read me the first, if you don't have an injury in the
I do
5
not.
to 6 section, read me the first injury.
Tangled Rosary, which means that I won't be able to use my bloodstained rosary to strangle Hitler.
I mean, unless you spend 3 blood to fix that. You know,
All right, I'm gonna do it now. Can I do it now?
I'll let you just do it now. You can do
Oh,
it
awesome.
immediately. That's all right. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
So yeah, you're able to use that then. And last and very much not least, Mav with Nicole. What did Nicole take here?
Rolled a 2, so I'm dazed again.
Okay.
Glad I healed that up.
Yeah, that worked out.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, because it would get bad if you got
If we all
1
went
on 1 that
down.
you already had 2 on. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so there is 1 more injury to take. Because there's only 5 of you and there were 6 of them. So does anyone want to volunteer as tribute?
I
I'll
got
take
I
it.
will.
I
I
got
was
no
say I will
injuries.
reward.
I got
Okay,
no
perfect.
injuries. Ellie, you got
Julia, go ahead and roll me 1d6 and let me know where it lands.
I got a 3.
All right, what is the first one under 3 for Julia?
I should have worn that. Not in real life, in the game. But it said it says disarrayed habit. So apparently I'm wearing a nun's habit as well. It's invisible, guys. Y'all didn't see it, but it's disarrayed. So now it's like falling in front of my face, and I'm probably gonna have some trouble seeing and shooting and all that jazz. So you're welcome.
Love it. Love it. All right, so you have that. Of those who are up, I will mention the 2 who went down both have a clock of 2 on being able to meet that objective of bringing them back up. You have in front of you right now just these threats. There is no separate clock that you're dealing with, and you can go ahead and make killing Hitler a part of that once you finish these threats off. You can't do it at the beginning. The werehuns are in front of you. Between them, will be jumping in front of anything that you try to do. But once you finish them off, you absolutely can rope in killing them, feeding on them, killing Hitler, feeding on Hitler at the same time. But that's not now. That's a little bit later. Right now, you have 2 downed friends and 2 fully up werehuns. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Each one has a threat level of 10 and a challenge rating of 1. So if you want to take it out in one move, each one will require 11 successes. If you're taking it out in more than one move, obviously the challenge rating cuts into that every time. Who would like to go?
If I could, I'd appreciate it.
Sure.
So essentially, my plan is to go full force here. I'm gonna pull out a couple of different things. First of all, I'm going to remove one of my injuries, which is basically I'm growing my arm back. So I'm able to use more than one item per turn because I had 3 blood.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take another lizard finger and just munch on that real quick to gain 2 more blood. From there, I'm going to do a couple of things. So I'm going to use my last 2 slots of my hunting rifle um, for 3 dice. Then I'm going to pull out my saber, and it's a magic cavalry saber. So what I'm
Mhm.
seeing here is it can swoosh, like it floats on its own, and
Mhm.
it's going to charge forward. So that's gonna go to the Uber benches as well. And
Mhm.
that's I'm gonna use all 4 of those last slots. So it'll be 5 extra dice there.
Love
And
that.
then that's with my charge. So that's 1 more dice there.
Mhm.
Um, and then I'm going to use one of my blood to get my bats in as well, so I can use the plus for old building situation.
Mhm.
And on top of this, I'm using my shoot ability, so that's 3 dice. And I have 1 extra from chat, is that correct?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Before.
And then I have that. Um, yeah, cool.
All
So
right,
I'm
so what
gonna
is the total pool that you just put together?
14 dice.
Yeah, 14d6, let's go.
Okay. My hands are small and this is a lot. Okay. Okay. 4 crits.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 crits and 4 successes.
Okay, do you want to use any of those crits on a special?
Um, I wanna do that if any of the Ubermenches are left after there. So
They will be. So you have what you had active would automatically
yeah.
drop a threat rating down by 4.
Uh-huh.
So are you going after the Mecha Ubermensch or are you going after the werewolf? Like that, the flesh and bone werewolf?
Wait, didn't you have the thing active that does 4 damage automatically?
Yeah, it's gonna do 4 damage automatically on top of
But you have to-
whatever.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
have to pick which. You have to just pick which target first.
Yeah.
It can spill over to the other target too if you have left over. But
I guess I'll start with the Mecha Ubermensch.
okay, perfect. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say that you said that you have 4 regular successes, and if I'm remembering correctly, you have 4 criticals.
Crits.
So,
And
so
then
let's
on
say
top of that, just 4 damage
4,
in general.
100%.
Mhm.
So you have 8 damage at a baseline, right? The 4, and then you have the 4 crits, right? The
Mhm.
4 crits could be another 8 damage for a total, or another 8 successes for a total of 16. Now,
Mhm.
let's say that you did that without using any of the crits as a special. You would be able to take out the Mecha Ubermensch in one shot,
Mhm.
right? That would wipe out 11, which would actually be the 4 damage that you did off that. I mean, adding everything together, it would be 11 of the 16.
Yeah.
That would leave you with 5. You have 2 friends that are both down, that are
Yeah.
both on clocks of 2. You could
Yeah.
potentially bring both of them up. And this is an Ubermensch. If you wanted to spend that last one on feeding, you could take your final advance. I think you've taken 2 so far, so you could take a third advance if you want.
I've taken 2. I've only had 1.
Maybe you've only taken 1. You could take a second advance then,
Okay.
but for feeding on it.
Yes.
And you'd take 1 blood for doing that. So you can get both of your friends up, take out the mecha in one shot, and then also, take an
Yeah.
advance.
I think I wanna do that. So, I'll take out the Mecha one.
Yeah.
I will bring 2 people up,
Yeah.
so those people are no longer down, and then I'll use that last one to feed, to get that
Beautiful.
blood in the advance, because I got a plan for that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
So this remaining, so describe first before I do, because it's
Mhm.
gonna be my turn next. Describe your how you take out this mecha wolf in one go, how you bring your 2 friends back up to life, and how you feed on it in a way that allows you to take the advance that you're selecting.
Okay. So, as we're going up to get to this room, she pulled out the lizard finger to get that bit of blood back, so then she could spend it on regrowing her arm. So as we're traveling, you guys see her arm kind of just come back all in one go, and it's the m- skeleton first and the muscles and everything, like it's some magic that she just pulled out of nowhere. And with that, she will immediately take out her hunter rifle and pull it with that special gun that she did earlier, basically, and get that set up in one arm, and then with the other saber, she'll pull it out of the sheath and pull it forward so then it can magically charge, and then she'll shoot the bullet at the same time. So what happens is that this mecha Ubermensch werewolf thing gets first shot in between the eyes by
Mhm.
this crazy bullet, causing its head to explode, and then even like the head exploding doesn't stop it, right? So then the saber comes up, slashes all over it, kind of just putting it into little tiny bits on the floor. So there's now blood
Love it.
everywhere, and then chop suey of werewolf vampire on the floor. And she'll just come up and, like, take a little bit and put it in her mouth like it's a piece of gum.
Love it.
Mhm.
Yeah. That is perfect. And do you know which advance you're gonna take?
I'm going to take Mantle of the Fell Beast, which I'll go ahead and spend my 2 blood to activate that, and what
Okay.
that does is it makes my Brawl and Terrify become 4, and all my other stats are set to 1, and I cannot use items, and that lasts until my objective is completed. So when she takes that bit in her mouth, you guys just kinda see her swallow it, and then suddenly, like, it's like her veins start popping and it colors her like already gray dull skin, and it really kind of goes with this whack ass Bob now, but she basically kind of doubles in size and goes into a rage effectively, with her eyes bloodshot and completely focused now on getting revenge for her family. And that's my turn.
I love that. 16. Don't mind me counting dice. 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23. There's 5 of you, right? 3, 4, 5, 5. I'm running out of space in my hands. Okay, so this is what's going to happen next, because we are deep in the end game here. I want all of you to work together as a team, because we are, if anything, going to get through this apocalyptic nightmare of an autocratic dystopia together. And I'm not just talking about here in 1943 Paris. That's how we get through things in general. That's how we get through today. Pride is a riot, my friends, and we are here to fucking riot. So, with that in mind, I would like all of you to look at your stuff and build the biggest dice pool that you each can. Julia, our gun nun, happy Pride. I am going to let you know that I saw, and you can very much thank Courtney for this. My good friend Courtney over here said a little while ago, "Hey Court, I noticed it when you said it. One demon for everyone in chat." And I don't know how many people were in chat then, but I think I saw 18 people in chat at one point. So I'm going to say, Julia the Gun Nun, you're going to be able to add 18d6 to whatever you're doing. Happy Pride, in order to put your pool together. Drive it like you stole it. This is the very last thing that is going to happen. So I would like all of you to use every item that you can. Just fight every way that you can. If you think you're using more than one stat, pitch it to me. I will probably say yes. I just need to understand how it's happening. Put the dice pool together and let me know what you want to do. With that said, I still want to have a little bit of fun on my side. And so what's going to happen is, since I'm letting you all take 5 turns all at once. What was it?
Oh, sorry. I thought I was muted. Shit. Sorry.
It's okay.
No, go ahead.
It's okay. Since I am letting you all take 5 turns at once, do you hear this? Does this sound? What does this sound like to you? To me, it sounds like 25d6. Because I'm also going to take 5 turns at once. And I'm going to roll mine first while you're all doing your math, so that you have the chance to be able to do that. I'm not going to make anybody go down. That would be deeply unfun and against the spirit here. This is all happening at once. But I will say, depending on how many of these come out well, some of you might end up in a situation where you could take so many injuries that you could be on your last stand. Here's the devil's bargain of that. It would be lovely for all of you to survive this. I would love to live in a world where you went through all of this and everybody pulls through. That isn't really how these things typically go in real life, right? Not that we're in real life with the vampires and all that, but we are, right? Here's the benefit. You on your sheet have something at the bottom for a last stand. You all have different words there. You don't have any description next to them because they are by design what you make of them. You can add 8d6 to your dice pool if you're taking that last stand on top of everything else that you're adding, and fully interpret in any way you see fit what that says. If you choose to take that, depending on what the outcomes are here, if you step forward to be the one or ones to self-sacrifice, I'm going to celebrate Pride by saying you get to double that. So you're not going to take 8d6. You're going to take 16d6 on top of everything else that you're rolling already and include that. So let's see how this goes. Start building your dice pools already because we're about to do a lot of math. And then let's see where things land.
I'd
Oh,
also like.
yeah.
Sorry,
Sorry,
I
that
just
was so
want to.
satisfying.
I want to
Yeah.
give my runes to other people because technically I can't use those items.
Go for it.
So with
You can all trade whatever you want. And
Mhm.
that includes blood, by the way. Go ahead and do that while I'm counting this up.
Okay, so I have 3 explosive runes. I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna give them all to Nicole because she likes having
Yeah.
things go boom. And then I'm also going to give one of my lizard fingers to Julia as a thank you for helping me up. And that's just to give you some blood in case you want to use that for a special ability.
I put it in my mouth.
Yeah, you get 2 blood.
Nice. I didn't actually roll that well. Y'all are gonna be happy
Oh,
happy
yeah.
to know.
Those 3 runes, by the way, are 2 pluses. So in total, that is 6 extra dice.
I have 12 successes. Which really, given that I rolled 25 dice, is abysmal as an outcome, just statistically. So clearly, fate is on our side for Pride. But I will say that those 12 are enough to be 12 injuries to everybody. So like across the group, right? Amortized in whatever way you'd like. As I said, I'm not going to use this to just down y'all here and make this take longer because that wouldn't be fun. So, who wants to take any portion of those 12 injuries?
So I'm actually happy to take 4 because that'll get rid of me because I really want to use my last stand because it sounds
I also
dope.
want to use my last stand. So
I also want to use my last stand.
All right, I'll let all
Because-
3 of you use your last stands, and then you take all the injuries between you. Does that sound good?
Okay. Yes.
Cool. Just incorporate into your description how you take the different injuries. I'd love for people at home to know what the injuries are on your kits, right? And then
Okay.
build that into your last stand and everything else that you're doing in your dice pool. Because I want everybody to fully understand how you're using your whole kit, all the different devices that are involved, what the sacrifice means, and then describe what the last stand means to you. We could do your last stands last, by the way. So we'll do the people who are not last standing first, and then we'll do the 3 last stands last. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm
yeah,
also going to I'm gonna give Green my last orb of shadow magic. So
nice.
basically it'll give you 3 dice. No, it'll give you 4 dice because it's my last one. So it'll add 4 to your pool as long as you specifically disappear into the darkness of the shadow magic.
Yeah,
Love that.
absolutely.
I also want to make sure that I clarify this. I want you all to describe everything for me and say how many dice you're going to be rolling, but not roll them yet. And we're going to have everybody do that. And then I'm going to ask you to all roll your dice at the same time.
Okay.
All
Mhm.
right.
Okay.
And then we can resolve everything together. I'll go around in turn and ask you all how many successes you each have, and then you'll be able to describe your components of the overall success. So when you're ready, if you need to trade anything else, trade anything else. When you're ready, accounting for things, planning for things on your side, let me know. The only thing I ask is that the 2 who are not doing the heroic sacrifice death go first, and then the 3 who are go last. But anything within the order, I'll take everybody else as you're ready.
Mhm. I'll go. So
Go for it.
with Irina getting the 3 orbs, she just kind of turned into this crazy version herself. And now with the orbs, well, I guess it's 4. You'll see that Lila gave them to her, and with the absorption, it kind of completely engulfs her in shadow from taking it all at once. And it's like this tendrilled situation happening with how insane she looks and glowing purple eyes. Um, she I'm arguing using both my brawl and terrify stat here. She's going to basically fly into the situation and just start punching shit. And she does not like to get her hands dirty, but at this point in time, this is for all the marbles. Her entire vampire clan and ancestral home, her whole family was torn apart by Nazis. So this is her taking every single punch is another life that was taken from her. And so it's almost like she's counting in her head and committing every single hit to each one of her family members that was taken. Yeah.
Love that. All right.
And that's going to be a total of 12 dice.
12d6. All right, perfect. So that is 12d6 so far. I'm going to be counting these in the chat so that it's easy for us to add up what the total is at the end. Julia, the gun nun, I believe that you would be next. Are you ready to talk us through what your kit looks like for this?
Yes. She will not be using her last stand, which is pretty awesome. It's the wrath of God. So I mean, I know what I would envision.
I
but
will let you
oh,
I
no,
will
no.
let you fully choose to do it if you want to. And
Oh,
same
no.
with you, Green, if you want, if everybody wants, if we want to turn this into Rogue One, right? You all can do that. I'm not going to deny you the ability to do that. You can always choose to do that.
Here's my reason why I don't want to use my last stand is because after this, there's still going to be more Nazis to hunt. So somebody's
That's fair
got to do
enough.
it.
That's
All
fair
right.
enough. Yeah.
So so the kindness that you allowed me, what was it, 18 demons?
18 demons. So
Yep.
18d6 to start
Yep.
with before you start the rest of the pool. Yeah.
So we're gonna start with 18d6. Gavin and his bros are gonna be coming back up for some more.
Nice.
And so the next thing I'm gonna do, you also were so kind to give me 8d6 for my tank, as well as
Yes.
a +3 on there.
Yeah, for the fire. So
For
you
the
got to
fire.
include the fire.
Oh yeah. So we got the 8 plus the 18, so that puts us at what, 26?
8 plus the 18 is 26.
26.
Plus
the 3.
another 3, 29.
Yep.
Okay.
29 plus my shoot, which is 4. And that puts me at
Nice.
33 dice.
33. So 33 d6. All right. Who wants to go first among those who are giving their unlives for the cause?
Oh, I can go.
Go for it.
So I start taking injuries, like these claws are raking across my chest, and I'm losing blood. I'm leaking like a sieve. And I'm going to use everything I have because Nicole has always secretly wanted to go out in a blaze of glory ever since her vampire girlfriend got killed by the Nazis. She just thinks it would be badass and she wants to rejoin her girlfriend in whatever passes for an afterlife. She's already done the unlife. It's time for the afterlife.
Nice.
So she is set up for this. So she's gonna roll out both her smoke grenades, using her sneak to cover her advance. So that's, I'm gonna have to do a lot of math. I'm sorry, guys. 3, 7. And then she's going to use all of her explosives at the same time. Just light everything up. Everything. So she's got the explosive runes from Irina. So that's another 6. So that puts us at 13. And then she's got dynamite, and it's her last one. So that's another 6. So that puts us at 19.
19.
And then she's lighting up a firebomb at the same time. It's her last one on that. So, and with the fire that Julia just set off, does that count as firebomb?
100%. Yeah.
Okay, so that's another, so that's 3. So that makes 5 more. So that's 24.
24. Yep.
So that's 24 for all of the explosive thingies and stuff that she's doing. And then you add in the 18 for the last stand, which is rig to blow, which makes sense in this case. So
Love that.
24 plus 18 is, somebody help me
42.
with the math. 32?
42.
42. 42. Okay, 42. We got 42 d6s going into this motherfucker.
42 d6. All right. Next up, either Layla or Jane.
Layla,
I'm
you take
ready.
it because I
Still
want to vamp
mathing?
a little.
Oh, copy.
Okay.
Fair. All right, go for it, Layla.
All right. So what I will do is I will spend a blood and I will shadow step so that way I can be immersed in the glorious shadows that I have obtained. And I also in all of this damage I'm gonna take, my heart is also going to burst. That's the like big last thing in the 5 to 6 category for my injuries.
Mhm.
And I'm going to use all of my throwing knives and just throw them at this other Ubermensch and at Hitler and any of these other the other like hunters that are coming in that are trying to take us. I'm
Yeah,
just
there's
gonna
still
throw
5
all
of
of the
them
knives that
behind
I've
you.
got. Right.
Love it.
So like I'm just trying to take out everybody that I can. So I'm using my sneak and my terrify because I am a terrifying thing that's throwing knives fucking everywhere right now. And my last stand is Onslaught of Shadows. So as I have shadow stepped, I have burst into as many shadows that have encompassed the daggers that are landing and all of the things that I'm trying to take out. And poor Julia at the very end just hears me whisper, "Live long for me." So I have a total of 34 dice.
34 d6. And that's awesome. Last and very much not least, Jane.
Jane, having gotten mangled by the other werewolf running around, sees her lady setting up for this last salvo and just sort of takes off the sunglasses. It's been an honor, folks, but I think it's time to boogie. And she looks over and starts looking at the cameras. Terrible visage from the burns earlier. Just the one side of her face is doing this Harvey Dent thing, and she starts stalking towards one of them, and she's laughing. I'm using my 2 con and my 4 terrify. You see her kind of fish in her jacket and pull out what looks like a flare and just sort of pitch it off the side. And not really looking at it, you start hearing this of targeting of an aerial bombardment, which gives me another 5 because I called in an aerial bombing and I'm not looking at it, which makes me super cool. The last 2 injuries I have taken are losing control and crazed bloodlust. And as she walks up on the camera, she just starts grinning. Shoot for by the way, aiming to throw the flares for the first signal. And she takes out the other and like kind of starts looking around and just shrugs and just starts holding it. I've always wanted to say this, and I especially want y'all at home who follow this greasy fuck over here, this beady-eyed little bitch. I hate you, Nazis. Let's die. And I'm using my last stand bombing order on you. Which is
Love
another
that.
16 dice.
Yeah, it is.
Which
So
is
what's the total there?
the total there is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
30 d6. All right. Everybody at the same time. We got 12 d6, 33 d6, 42 d6, 34 d6, 30 d6. So that is going to be 127, 169, 171, 181 d6. 181 d6 total. I would like everybody to roll, please.
This is going to be so satisfying.
My hands are so small.
I'm gonna have to roll twice because I don't have
2.
42 d6s out.
Super fair.
I told myself 23 will be enough.
Yeah, right? What's the likelihood of going over 23 d6s?
Woo. Okay, so in the first set. Oh my god.
Just count them up, make notes to yourself. Remember that here what's going to probably be easiest, unless somebody really wants to use a special, you're welcome to if you want to, is just treat them as 2 successes. So Just note your regular successes, your critical, so that we know how many of each existed. Give yourself the total amount of successes. And then when everybody's ready, let me know, and I'll go to each of you in a row to tell me how many successes you got. I'll go in the order of you being ready. So just feel free to let me know as soon as you're ready. Go for it, Green.
I got 9 successes in total.
Okay, awesome. 9 successes. Next up, whenever you're ready. Ready? And in the meantime, chat, thank you all very much for everything tonight. We are really grateful that you've been hanging out with us, that you helped us exceed our goal for the evening, and helped out Trans Lifeline and the incredible work that Trans Lifeline does. It is a wonderful organization. Very happy to be able to raise money for it. Grateful here to the Old Ways. This is a wonderful channel. You should check out all of the amazing work that everybody here does. Really, really wonderful storytelling. And check out everything that Trans Lifeline does. Really wonderful work for the community. Who's ready?
34 successes.
34 successes. Love that. All right, next up.
23 successes.
23 successes. Okay, 2 more.
27 successes.
27 successes. And last and not least, Julia the Gunman. You're muted.
You muted.
Pretty sure
I w-
Morgan's still counting.
I was still counting. Sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Keep counting.
I get.
We got you.
I'm good. I've mathed it. 25.
25 successes. So that is 9, 34, 23, 27, 25. So that is going to be 30, 50, 75, 109, 118 successes. So to be clear on that, 11 of them went into the Werehund, and it is gone. Another 5 went into these Vampirjäger, and they are gone. That is 15. That leaves 103 that you shoved right the fuck down Hitler's throat, as Hitler is obliterated like the piece of shit that he was. You all have earned this. Give us one last moment with each of you as we end the night. And as you do it, I would like to double as an outro, because we need to get out in the next 4 minutes if we can, or we're going to get interrupted with an ad break. So I would like for each of you in turn to give us one final lasting thought that you give in camera to the audience watching, to know that the Nazis will not fucking win. And then I want you to say who you are in real life and one place that people can find the amazing work that you do. I'm going to tell you the order so that you can do it easily. We are going to go Irina to Layla to Jane to Julia, ending with Nicole. So Green, you're up.
No matter how much money you have, you can still use your time, and visibility is incredibly important. And the only way you can be heard is if you speak and do some action. So fuck Nazis. You can find me everywhere as that green thing _. And I'm so happy to be here to do some good work. All right.
Thanks so much. Layla.
So I am thrilled to have been here. I am thrilled to have been able to kill as many things as I was able to and have a great time. The world is a hard place to be, and we need to do everything we can to make it easier on everybody. So you can find me on the Old Ways podcast, and you can find me primarily on the Old Ways server. Have a good time.
Thanks so much. Jane.
Yeah, this was really great. I had a lot of fun killing Nazis. As the parent of transgender children, I appreciate all the love and support that was given here tonight, and the camaraderie that was had, and really enjoyed myself. You can find me as Jedi Gal or Jedi Girl, because people take the other names. So here we are, on a variety of different socials. And you can find me hanging out on the Old Ways Discord, in a variety of games. So thanks so much.
Love it. Scout.
It is always important in times like this to not only support each other, but remember that joy is also a revolutionary act. And sometimes seeing us punch Nazis at a board table means that we will be able to punch the Nazis in real life too. I am Neon Saline, they, she pronouns. That's neon like the light, saline like the drip. You can find me just about everywhere on the internet under that handle. And I am so happy to be playing this tonight.
Thank you so much. And last and very much not least, Nicole, played by Mav.
Nazis fuck off. That's my thought. And yeah, I'm Mav, pronouns they, them. You can find me as Keeper Mav on the Old Ways podcast, where I'm the head of Mythos Horror. And you can find me all around the Discords over there talking about various tentacular things.
Love it. And I'm Danny Mendoza, he, him, Danny R. Mendoza everywhere on the internet. So if you put Danny, the letter R, Mendoza into anything, I'm there. Blue Sky is a good place to follow me for TTRPG updates. I'm on the staff at Streaming Rainbow. I get to work with a bunch of wonderful channels, including this one. So you can find me here for as long as they'll have me, because I love it here. Everybody here is awesome, and I'm grateful to have the chance to be here. My message, to quote Augusto Boal, is theater is not revolutionary, but it is rehearsal for the revolution. Making art matters. That's what we're doing here. So does making community. That's also what we're doing here. Fuck Nazis. Fuck ICE. Free Palestine. Happy Pride. I love you all, and good night.